dinner for tonight. Just going to Pallet. I think I went to Pallet 2 nights ago. Last night we had pizza. Very simple, very easy to go to Pallet. It's cheap, it's affordable, it's good, it's always consistent. And it is the last day, I think, of Tet until everything opens back up tomorrow. I heard some places even opened up yesterday. What's up, buddy? You're so big now. So let's go sit. I guess I'll sit here. I haven't sat outside in a while. Look at him. That big dog. We'll sit out here. We'll sit out here. I'm debating. I did get the beef, rice, and eggs last time. Maybe I'll get the bonet. Probably bonet. I think I'm gonna get it. I haven't had it in a little while, so I'll probably get the bonet. This is probably what I'll get right there. Boom, 40,000. Bonet, beef, egg, and bread. That's the... Sit chop. Bonet, 2 eggs. Come on. See? No menu. Very simple. Very, very simple. Damn, I forgot my other phone. I don't know how I forgot it. How did I forget my other phone? Damn it. I was gonna set up the... Damn. Hopefully I didn't drop it somewhere. Let me see. How did I not get it? Bonet with 2 eggs. Yep. Exactly my order. How much for a beer? I think here, I want to say, I think it's 20. I think it's 20,000. It could be 15. It could be 22, but for some reason I think it's 15. Between 15 and 20. Oh, you're always doing your walk. I'm actually back here at Pallet again. Yesterday I went to the pizza place. Damn, I can't believe I forgot that other phone. Damn it. Damn. Oh, I just put out a new video. Top 5 best cities in Vietnam. So as soon as this live stream is over, go make sure to watch that. I just uploaded that less than 2 hours ago. A top 5 of my best 5 cities in Vietnam that I've actually been to. 7KR. What is their currency? KR? Crowns? What's up, Mark? Markski. Yeah, I appreciate it. That's how we know it's not the real Dark Brother. Because he appreciates and he enjoys my stuff. The other Dark Brother, which I'm 99% sure the other one is the original Dark Brother. But I appreciate watching that. Yeah, those were my 5. Those were my 5 favorite Vietnam cities. It was kind of tough, man, because I sat down and I thought about it. Only one that I didn't really feel comfortable about putting was Ho Chi Minh. I put Ho Chi Minh at number 5, but I kind of felt forced to put Ho Chi Minh number 5. Dong Hoi. Shoot. Dong Hoi was hard to put as number 4 also. But remember, I've only been to 10 cities. I don't think you're the dark. You could be, but I don't think you are. I don't think you are. I think the other one is the original because some of the stuff that he says matches up to someone that was or knew certain things at certain times. So for me, my guess is that the other one's original, but we will see. I've never been to Fuqua. I've never been there, and I've only been to 10 cities in Vietnam, so I had to pick the best 5. And like I said, Ho Chi Minh was really tough for me to put in there. Maybe we'll go to Dalat this year. Maybe we will go to 2 or 3 other small cities in Vietnam. And maybe some of those will join the list, and maybe some of them will fall off the list. Good job. Oh, I ordered. Come on. I am having my dinner with my best imaginary friend right here. His name is Woody. Let's call him Woody. What's up, Woody? Hoi An and Da Nang in June. Very nice. Yeah, I did. So here's the honorable mentions that I left off. I wanted to kind of go over the honorable mentions, but the video was already too long. But the honorable mentions would have been Hoi An, Nha Trang, Tuy Hoa, and Hai Phong. Those would have been the other 4 cities. I'm back at Palette. It's very simple. Today's supposedly the last day of the majority of places being closed down. So I'm gonna grab a quick, easy, cheap dinner here. Tomorrow I'll go somewhere else, assuming everything opens back up from the holiday tomorrow, which I think our tea place is open tomorrow. So I'm here right down the street from my place at Palette. That's what I just ordered right there. What's up, buddy? Come on. That dog used to be so small. Come on. Look at that. There we go. I have not had a bonet. I don't think in about a week. Could be wrong, but no, you know what? I take it back. I did have one bonet earlier this week. It's extremely hot. It comes on this cast iron skillet. I do like to see Mark. I don't know if Mark's still on the live. He'd be going crazy over these eggs. Look. Watch. They even jiggle. Look, Mark Ski, they're jiggling. He would say this. Nope. Can't do it. Not eating it. That's what Mark would say. But what I do, I just flip them. Man, this bonet looks good today. They got the green onions on it. They got everything. I just flip my egg like that. And then it'll cook on the bottom half a little bit. There we go. Let's hit the like button. Let's hit the subscribe button. Remember, we just crossed over 14,000. We are going to do a meetup at 15,000 people, so maybe in another month or so. Let me hit this with a little soy. There we go, guys. There we go. Let me see. Yes, over 14,000. Look at this bread. Wow, this bread's a little crispy for me, but jeez. Yeah, it's a little crispy for me. Watch, listen how loud this is. Look at how loud. This will be extra crispy. Bread's a little crispy, which only makes it a little difficult because I was going to make a bonet sandwich. I brought my water bottle today, guys, so I was definitely prepared. Let's see if we can do this with this crispy bread. Let's try this. And what's up, buddy? Got the bonet sandwich, drilling it out. But it's extra, listen. This is the most crispiest one I've ever had. It makes it a little bit harder to do the sandwich. The bread wants to fall apart. Damn, an hour ago. I just finished up my YouTube video. I just uploaded a new video, Best 5 Cities in Vietnam. So as soon as you guys get off this live stream, go check out my favorite 5 cities. Hey, what's up, buddy? I'm back here having dinner again. I can't get away from this place. Yeah, man, it's too easy and too good. Doing your nightly walk? Ah, very nice. Very nice. Nice seeing you again. All right, buddy. Here's our subscriber. He popped in the live chat earlier, too. Exactly what I had about an hour ago. You should have shot me a message. I was done with my video, my upload, about 2 hours ago. And then I looked at the time and I was like, whoa, it's freaking past 8 o'clock. I need to go get dinner. And then I basically just straggled out right now about, I don't know, 15 minutes ago, almost 9 o'clock. So let's see if we can do this. It's been like that. I've only had one bonet this whole week. This is my second one. And I don't think the one that I had before, it definitely wasn't this crispy. Not this crispy for sure. Maybe they're getting them from someone and someone's baking them extra crispy or something. And look at, you see how big that dog is now? Look at how big that dog is. That dog is so big now. Look at this, guys. The bonet sandwich. This is not a Subway sandwich. This isn't a 6-inch or a cold cut trio from Subway. This is a true, authentic Vietnamese bonet sandwich. Let me dig into this one. Let's get this first bite. Let's try this. Let's try this. I gotta use the, if you guys are from Philadelphia, which I don't know if any of you guys are, remember how they always talk about the Philly, I think it's called the Philly stoop, when they eat the cheese sandwiches, the Philly cheesesteaks, and they gotta lean over like this, because if not, it'll get all over your shirt. So let's try to do this. One bite, please. You guys know the rules. Tastes like bonet. Tastes like palate. Hit the thumbs up for the bonet sandwich. Yeah, it tastes very good. That's another underrated and very little talked about thing about palate. Palate, it tastes the same every time. No matter what time, no matter how late, no matter what you get, like bonet or the other one, the beef and the rice, it always tastes the same, which is great. If it's good, I love that it never changes the taste. What will you do if you seriously ill from the tube on me? I'd go to the hospital. But remember, I just turned 44 and I've never in my life got sick from food. So I think that I can't think like that, man. I can't be like, hey, your whole life you've never been sick by food, but what happens? What happens if one time, like, I can't live like that. What happens if I walk outside and get hit by a bun bow truck, like, or the vendor? Like, I don't think about things like that. Those are too what's it called? Like, too obscure. I never got sick in the USA from food either. No, this is Da Nang, Vietnam. So far, 3 months in Chiang Mai. General Army guy. That's funny, he called me a sergeant and then he called Army guy a general. Which one's hard? Which one's actually higher? I'm not good at rankings and military. Will is the eating machine. Hope all is well. It's good. I'm feeling better because I just uploaded that video. I edited it. I did the thumbnails. I did everything all today. So I got a lot of work today. My hands are messy. But honestly, if you guys had me on the spot say why I don't think I get sick, like eating food and stuff like that, I think it's because I never take aspirin, I never take medication, I never take vaccines, I never take shots, I never take flu vaccines, I never take anything. And I think that probably has helped my immune system over 4 decades. Because otherwise, I don't know, it's same thing. Same thing, Philip is 112 years old, smokes 9 packs of cigarettes, eats Spam, and he's 110 years old. That's a dog, man. You should have seen when that was a puppy. When that thing was a puppy, it was way small. That was probably, I don't even feel 2 months ago. That is. Mitzi eats like a squirrel on a strict only diet plus nuts. Walnuts. I'm really hoping my tea place is open tomorrow. I'll have somewhere to hang out. And I feel great. Every time I get a video edited and either uploaded or scheduled to upload, I'm always so damn happy. I think I'm going to meet up with Chris from the Dufresnes tomorrow. Maybe I'll try to shoot a video if he's down. Close the old Fluffy Meister. Missy doesn't eat anything that doesn't have at least one unheard of ingredient that you've never heard of, and one weird spelling name ingredient. He'll eat caramel macchiato latte, chai seeds, all freshly grass-fed, non-soy, vegan, non-GMO ratatouille. I don't think anyone's really found a good Chinese restaurant here. That's at least the consensus so far. The pizza video? Oh, please don't talk to me about pizza. We literally just went to pizza last night. I just did a live stream from the pizza place. I love the pizza place, but after I'm done with the pizza, I am full and I don't want to think about pizza. Because actually, I was surprised. We just went to pizza 2 weeks ago. We just had it. I had a meat lovers last night. Soy-free, sucralose, non-organic caramel macchiato latte, chai seeds, tofu, panda express, all soy vegan latte. Rainbow foods. They're made from the rainbow. Made from the rainbow. Army guy, are you back in Da Nang? Or are you still traveling? I think you're still traveling because you just did a live. You've been in India for a while. Or at least it seems like it. Give me a hell yeah. Who is this, Stone Cold? Let me pay for this and we'll get out of here. No. So I've definitely heard of 4Ps. I've heard of 4Ps, and everyone that's gave a review, at best it was okay, at worst it wasn't good, and even at best it's not worth the money everybody says. But I've never had it, and for less I'd rather go to American Pizza. Hell yeah. 4Ps has good lasagna. Dallas, Texas, people say they can make a visa for Vietnam entry for 5 years. In Dallas, Texas, people say they can make a Vietnam entry for 5 years. The only one that gets 5-year Vietnam visas are either people that were born in Vietnam or people that have parents or grandparents, I believe it is, born in Vietnam. If you have no Vietnamese blood or you're not from Vietnam, there's no such thing as a 5-year visa. There's only a 5-year visa for if you were born in Vietnam or your family, parents were born in Vietnam. Hell yeah. Everything under the rainbow. Yeah, but like Army Guy or me or Dale or Fluffy, none of us could get the 5-year visa. Is your lens fogged over? Sometimes I think it's these lights, but let's see. Let's clean this over. If it works better, it works, but I think it's the lights. What do you guys think? I think that looks better. I think it might look better, right? Yeah, it looks more clean. Let's go pay. You guys want to guess? I'm not sure if it's tech prices or not, but honestly, they haven't really been charging me much, even for tech. So this normally would be 47. Let's see. Let's go pay. Yeah, border runs 4 times a year. 4 times a year? Or once every 90 days. Oh, look at this. Look at this old money. That money's cool. I think that's Russian or something. That's definitely some kind of, I think, what would you call it, like Eastern European? How much? Look at all this money. So, I think this is Russian. I think this is the old Vietnamese money. Is this Russia? Or is this?
Souvenir.
Do you know what country? Russia? I think Russia. What about this one? Vietnam. Old.
Yes.
Old. 500 VND?
Yes.
That's old.
Yes.
1980? 1990s?
No, 5. Yeah.
This is old?
500.
500 VND.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Come on. Thank you. So that was a 500 VND. They don't make that anymore, though. What's up, buddy? I'll see you tomorrow. Or I'll see you this week, probably. Wonder why viewership? I don't know. That's a great point. I don't know, man. Well, I kind of know, but I won't change. I don't do parties. I don't go get drunk. I don't go to clubs. I don't go to bars. I don't do any crazy videos about dating and women and stuff like that. So I think I'm considered a boring traveler. I don't know. It definitely had some kind of Russian, Eastern European language on it. I don't know why. These are live streams, though. I've always said this. So I've only done live streams for a little over a year. My regular channel's been on for about 2 years. But I always tell you guys this. From the very first day that I started to do live streams are not structured. They're not edited. It's basically a random live stream where I walk, I go get something to eat, I interact with people. It has no topic, usually. Very rarely do my live streams have a specific topic. So I'll tell you guys, do not watch my live streams if you're expecting some kind of, hey, today's video is going to be the 3 best waterfalls in Vietnam. I don't do live streams like that. If you guys want to see stuff like that, then go watch my upload videos. Like 2 hours ago, I just released a new video. The 5 best cities in Vietnam. So if you guys want structured 14-minute, 16-minute edited videos, go watch the upload videos that I do, not the live streams. Steady quick info. Yeah, go watch my upload videos, not the live streams. Live streams are basic. So put it this way. My upload videos are basically like a TV show or a movie. There's edits, there's breaks, there's music, there's info, right? The live streams are basically like director's cut, behind the scenes. This is all behind the scenes. So if you guys are coming to the live stream to be informed other than Q&A questions that you guys ask me, this is the wrong place. Because one, it would be more expensive. Two, I wouldn't know if I like it. Three, it would take longer. So explain to me how I could have got a better, easier, tastier meal than $47,000. So you would have said, oh, go on the other side of the river. Okay, the Grab's gonna cost me over $47,000 just for a one-way to there. 47 back, and then I'm gonna randomly aimlessly walk around and probably get something similar or not as good, and I'm gonna spend 3 times more. But remember, no matter how many times I say it, the live stream is not for the same purpose. Maybe other people do live streams that try to do them like uploaded videos or something, but these are two different things. This is to interact with me, this is to ask questions, this is to see the city live. This is not to come in here and grab a pen and paper and take notes. If you want to do that, go check out my upload videos. But I need to change the scenery, and those border runs are getting way too long. I appreciate it. You know who actually told me to do those kind of videos? Evan. Because Evan does a lot of those. Evan will do top 5 cities in Vietnam. Top 5 places to retire. What country is better? Vietnam, Thailand, or Philippines? And my brain says, oh, everyone's done those videos. Why am I going to do those? I like doing more out of the box stuff. But Evan will do a video like that and get 250,000 views. I'll do an out of the box video eating durian, get 200 views, and then I go, something ain't right here. I loved your live stream. I appreciate it. I agree with Dark Brother. Will needs to expand. I do, but also remember, this week is tough because everything's closed. So if you guys are just referring to this week, a lot of places are closed. Hopefully, a lot of places will open back up tomorrow. If they do, we will definitely go to another place for dinner tomorrow. Muang Thon building. Muang Tan. That's this place right here. But you were getting more people watching you. I'm not getting more people. Actually, since I've got back from the Philippines, I bet if we measured the analytics from the Philippines till I got back, my channel has technically done worse than pre-Philippines back in October, analytics-wise. Yeah, Roger, if you want stuff like that, go look at my my uploaded videos. Go check out those. Those are like top 5 cities, apartments under $300, spending $5 in a day on food. Those are upload videos. People don't do that kind of stuff on live streams. Live streams are to ask questions, interact with the host, get a virtual walking tour. That's what live streams are for. What is the exchange rate right now? That's a good question. I haven't seen it in about a week, but I think it just dipped a little bit below 26,000 VND per dollar. Last time I seen it, I think it was like 25,900-ish. Not sure if it went back up, but I think the last time I seen it, about a week-ish ago, it was like 25.9. But that's the difference. So let me explain how YouTube works. At least this is how it works, and most people do this way. Your upload videos are to get views and to give information, charts in a clean 8 to 15 minute format usually. Live streams are to interact with the audience, answer questions, show them around, give them a tour, basically interact with your fans, not have to edit videos and do kind of impromptu stuff. YouTube Shorts are 30 seconds or under of impressive things or views or stuff that you want to show the audience and that you can tell a quick story in 30 seconds. Those are YouTube Shorts. Each one of these things is for a different purpose. Upload videos is to get awareness out, main topics. Live streams is to interact with the audience live. And the shorts are to tell a quick story in 30 seconds or show something off in a short period of time. 25.6. Damn, if it's there, that's even went down more. Specifically, Marina show. I've already did the Marina one. I guess you didn't see it. I've done a video and a live stream from the Suntraw Marina. So when I rented the scooter, if you go watch the rented the scooter one, we went up to the Suntraw Marina and we stayed up there for a while. That's included on the upload video. And I even did a live stream from that marina. The dollar is low because a lot of American Vietnamese go back to Vietnam for New Year's. I did not know that. That I can kind of believe though. But I don't think it's on the scale as how many Philippines people go back to the Philippines. But see, this is the thing. I love to trade stock and stuff, but I never can understand how money fluctuates. Like, I don't understand why, because Vietnamese come here, why does that bring the dollar down? I don't want the long drawn out answer. I want just basically a ChatGPT quick answer, like what causes the dollar to go down because more Vietnamese people come here. I don't understand that logic. Live aboard boat and travel by coastline. I do not know if that's possible here, but I'm not sure. Does driver in a car sit and drive the same? Yeah, out here? Yeah, same. The vertical video in real lives are push out to the mobile phone watchers after you're done with their in real life. Yeah, that's why I do them this way. When I do them the other way, it looks better, but I literally get 10 times less views. I get 10 times less subscribers. Because YouTube is competing against TikTok, so they want you to do it in this format. So if I had my other phone, I could show you guys. When you scroll YouTube Shorts, I don't know, every 10th or 12th video that you scroll on YouTube Shorts, you'll see someone doing a live stream. And a lot of people will find my channel and go like, what the hell, is this live? What is this? Why is there a beach? What is this? And they'll click on it and they'll come into my live stream and they'll say, hey, I just found your channel. I was scrolling. What's this channel about? So I get a lot of views. Even I get like 20-ish, 15, 20-ish% of subscribers that way. But the problem is, I don't like doing my YouTube videos in this format. Tourists influence exchange rates by driving up demand for local currency. When exchanging money or using cards, which tends to appreciate. On the Visa run, I appreciate it. Conversely, weak local. So somehow, see, I just can't ever understand it. I love to break down how everything works, and money. You know what's crazy is I traded stock options for 3 years, and I never ever, one, used charts, or two, I couldn't stand the charts because I believe charts on trading is the equivalent to the zodiac sign back in the USA. Like, people are like, oh, I'm a Virgo. I'm feisty. I'm a Virgo. And I'd be like, okay. Same thing with charts and stock trading. Stock trading charts are just fairy tales. People swear, oh, I have this chart and it's flawless. I know people are going to get mad. Someone's going to leave a comment on this in the live stream or on this video and they're going to say, you're wrong. it's a proven fact, or you're wrong. I've only traded with charts. Charts are garbage, man. I made money, lots of money with charts, lots of money with trading stock options. I still don't understand Fibonacci charts and this. And I'm like, dude, so people own shares, right? There's no chart that's going to say that someone randomly wakes up on a day and goes, you know what? I'm going to sell my stock. You cannot predict that. That's why I don't go by the charts. When I would trade stocks, I would trade based on earnings. Let me turn this off. I would trade stocks based on earnings, based on news, based on how the stock has fluctuated in the past during that time, and things like that. San Francisco Bay Area for 3 years to save money on high rent. It's literally like living in a walk-in closet of your house. There are all kinds of technical analysts. Which one are you talking about? I don't like charts. I've traded stock options for 3 years and never used a chart. And then like my brother would say he likes charts, and like someone else, and I would look at their chart and I'd be like, why? I see the line going up. I see the line doing this, but why do you think something's going to happen? And you know how many times they told me, oh, I'm looking at the chart, it's going to break out, it's going to have a breakout. 85 to 90%, nothing. Or it would do the opposite. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. If we could just figure out what Nancy Pelosi's husband buys before everybody else, before California passes laws and then those companies become big business, then I would do that too. I'm the opposite. I've never made a dollar using charts. I don't believe charts. Charts to me are the zodiac astrology of trading. It's just fairy tale. You cannot tell me looking at a chart so do you guys understand? The only time stock prices go up or down is when the stock is sold and bought. So how the hell does your chart know when Joe Smith is going to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go, hey, you know what? I need to pay my kids' bills. Let me sell some of these Microsoft stocks. There's no way you can predict that. Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand why people use charts. But all the studying of stocks is very time consuming. With Bitcoin, you just connect your service account to a Bitcoin app and set and forget it. But that's the same thing. That's the same equivalent as buying a share of stock and just sitting on it and holding it. That's why I never traded shares. Too slow, too boring for me. I'm a stock option trader. Fast and big. So you either lose the money that you put up, which is usually way less money than you would if you bought shares, but you have a chance of making a quick profit or losing the premium that you paid. But I could never. My God, you guys don't understand. I probably got 50% more patient living out here than I used to be in the USA. Like if you would have asked me, hey, how long is a long-term portfolio for you? I'd say 6 months, 1 year. Like these guys are like, yeah, you just set it and forget it for 25 years. And I'm like, 25 years? Dude, I can't even wait 25 minutes, let alone 25 days. Oh yeah, these are the best times to ever buy. If you ever go look back in history, the best times to buy stocks during the Great Depression when everybody sold. And then guess when else? During COVID, when everybody sold. Warren Buffett said, when people run towards a stock, run away. When people run away from a stock, run towards it. And then there's all these this is what's crazy. Have you ever seen some of these guys? I wish I had my other phone here. They have these 3 computer screens, and they have like a green line, a red line, a blue line, a 30-day mark, a 60-day. And it's like, dude, come on. Like, this is so crazy. Like, there's no other industry in the world. Can you imagine a baseball player walking up to the plate, and then he has like a picture of where he's supposed to stand on the ground, and then he has a picture of the pitcher what pitch he threw last. You'd be like, dude, what are you doing? You have no clue what pitch he's going to throw. Well, I'm going to look at a chart of what Raleigh Fingers is about to throw the next pitch. 30 of the last moving day average has him throwing a fastball. Like, no, dude. That's why if charts worked, everyone would be a millionaire. But then here's what they say. Oh, the guy didn't read the chart right. That's what it is. That's what it is. I don't doubt that you guys make money and use charts. I just don't feel charts are the reason why you're making money. Put it that way. Main Street people have no chance against Wall Street. I do kind of agree with that, because what's BS, I came in the trading world when everything was like computerized. So what's BS to me is like 30, 40 years ago, you would have to call up, you would have to physically trade a stock, you would have to do this. Now, they have these algorithmic computers that trade based on percentages and stuff like that. So you've taken away the physical element, the element of being scared, the element of going, oh, shoot, I'm going to take a loss on this. I don't want to sell. You just have a computer robot that you input some algorithm into, and no matter what, that algorithm is either going to sell or buy, and they have no skin in the game. They didn't risk any money. That algorithm, that computer didn't put any money up. They don't think like, oh, you know what, maybe I'll wait another day and it'll go up or it'll go down. So to me, that's the BS part of it. I don't know if I would ever consider myself a day trader, though. I would consider myself back then, like in the peak, more of a swing trader. So there's a lot of times I would buy a stock late in the afternoon and then I would sell it the next day, or maybe I would hold on to it for a week. Maybe I would hold on to that option for 3 days. I wouldn't say I was a day trader, though. I definitely made day trades, but I wouldn't consider the bulk of the stuff that I did day trading. You were just collecting a premium. No, so that was, when I'm talking about, I was usually buying options. So at the end of my trading trading career, I guess you would call it. I don't know what you want to call it. Career trading experience. I didn't start selling till probably like the last year and a half of trading stock options. I love selling premium. I love selling trading or selling the options, but you're just capped. You know how much money you're going to make. Now you get the premium no matter what, but I love the opposite. I love buying the option because the profit is unlimited. Actually, if you go look it up too, the most successful trading option is selling calls. I don't even know if it's selling calls, but I know it's selling options. It's selling calls and puts, but I think the most successful option is to sell premium. Damn, nobody knows a damn thing about day trading. I dabbled in day trades, but I was more of a swing trader. Peter Shift. I might have got into crypto if I wasn't learning options at the time. So for me, when I started learning options, it was everything. I would wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I would try to go look at all the stocks. I would go trade stocks. I would watch news. I would watch earnings reports. I would watch overnight market. I'd watch everything. So at that time, I couldn't learn crypto. Like, there's no way I was going to be able to learn two different brand new, starting from scratch philosophies. He's a gold bug and loves to put Bitcoin down because he's in the gold business. But another reason why, so remember, when I traded stock options, I would never, so let me tell you the stuff that I would never do. I never, ever, 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 ever would trade on margin. You're just begging for a rude awakening. So for me, I had a 25, so basically during, I don't know if the rule changed now, but back at that time, if you had under 25,000 US dollars in your trading account, you couldn't trade. I think it was more than 2 or 3 trades in a day. They would cap you at that, which is BS. A way to screw the little guy. Definitely. But I never had a margin account. I told them, no, I do not want a margin account. Turn off the margin. I do not ever want to borrow money. I have over $25,000 in the trading stock option account that I had, and I would be able to do unlimited day trades because I wasn't trading on margin. You guys that trade on margin are nut jobs. Dark brother, man, you don't know what you're talking about. Once again, please stop saying things that you don't know about. You keep coming up with conclusions based on stuff like yesterday. Why are you going to go hang out with Vince? Let them be. Let them be. Hey, idiot. Yep, I'm going to call you an idiot because you've deserved it for a long time. Hey, idiot. They're the one that invited me. Once again, you're a fool. So the reason why I'm not trading stock options is because I'm not in the USA to trade stock options, which you don't have to be. But when I left the USA, I condensed and converted all my money to my bank account, and I'm not going to risk losing that money while I'm out here and have no other source of income. That's why. Yeah. I told Dark Brother already he was on skating on thin ice. But I've warned him yesterday, stop sticking your foot in your mouth. He was a fool yesterday. He said, so this is what happened. You guys go back on the live stream, you'll see it all play out. Last night we went to the pizza place. I had the leftover pizza. We were walking back this way because we both live. Vince lives here. I live here. They wanted to go down and go get some juice and go down on the food street. So I told Vince, I said, let me go drop my pizza off and then I'll meet up with you guys. And he said, okay, I'll give you a message when we get there. So I'm walking back out and Dark Brother goes, Will, I don't understand. You just had pizza with them. Leave them alone. Don't bother them. Let them be. Yeah, he's an idiot. He's an idiot. And he finally worn me thin. So, just to put him on a leash, we're going to give him a little timeout. Damn, I wish there was a... I can only give him a 10-second, a 1 minute, a 5 minute, a 10 minute, a 30 minute, or a 24 hour. Jeez. Oh, there's no other option. There we go. I would have gave him a 1 hour or an 8 hour suspension, but there's no 1 8 hour. I don't know, man. Maybe he's jealous that he can't travel, or I don't know what it is, but I don't know if there's something wrong with his brain, or I've known a few people that rush to speak before thinking, and I think he does a lot of that because like he just opens up his mouth and he says something that has nothing to do with the situation. Like last night he was like, leave him alone, why are you gonna go hang out with them? I'm like, hey idiot, they are the ones that told me to come meet up with them. Oh, well, I didn't know. Well, then shut your freaking mouth up until you know. But we're much better off without people like that. We blocked them for 24 hours. Blocked him. Kicked his ass out. Yeah, I mean, he's one person that I don't know how he keeps making it, because I've threatened him many, many times to permanently suspend him. The soup bro. Who's the soup bro? Who's the soup bro? I think I need 2,000 more steps, so what we'll do, we'll walk around. I think I'm at 8,000 steps. Oh, look, we got cactus out here. Too much pressure, he has to vent. Well, tell him to go vent on Fat and Broke's channel. He donates money to Fat and Broke. He loves Fat and Broke. He mentions Fat and Broke. Go on his channel. Oh, wait, I guarantee you the stupid crap that he says on Fat and Broke's channel, he'd be kicked out. Remember one time he came to my channel and cried, Fat and Broke banned me. What are you telling me for? That's probably the only time I probably actually would agree with Fat and Broke on most things. So when he kicked your ass out. It's not worth the stress. 10,000 steps, it's about, I want to say it's between 5 and 6 miles. It's between 5 and 6 miles, roughly. I don't think it's quite 6, but I know it's over 5, I think. Oh, we got plenty of battery. Let me see. One day, so this hasn't always been here, this little rail, and I was doing a live stream and I almost went head over heels. I have no clue why they have this, but it's dangerous, man. Look. And there's not a single light over here. You know what? It's probably for scooters. I get it. But that's insane. Like, there's no lights over here. And can you imagine, like, a new Grab driver or something, like, coming up this way and slamming into it? And look how dark it is. It's crazy. It's so crazy when... I don't know if it's my over cautious safety USA mentality where, like, you need 9 people to dig one hole in California. You have to have a person that digs, a person that watches the digger, a person that watches that guy dig, another person that watches that guy dig. Out here, it's like, it seems like in Vietnam, like, they literally set up booby traps on purpose to hurt people. Yeah, one of the Dark Brothers got his ass kicked. I am Bia Waji from India. Can I get an apartment under 200? That's going to be extremely tough. If you get that, you will not be by the beach. So you for sure won't be by the beach. Most likely won't even be beach side of the river. Maybe riverside, and it's going to be a studio at best, at extremely best, or maybe just a small room that looks like a hotel style room. $200 is going to be tough. $300 you're going to have a lot more options. 200 it's going to be pretty damn close. You might stumble onto something. But it's definitely not going to be easy. Yeah, it's like they have booby traps, man. It's like always crazy. Like that thing, like why the hell is there a metal bar 1 foot off the ground in a walking space with no light? Like, tell me that's not a booby trap. Like, I was walking and almost didn't see it a few months ago. I could have went head over heels, and imagine someone on a scooter doing 30 miles an hour and they don't see that. Man, that's going to be hurt. Space capsule homes? No, I have not seen those. There's the beach, guys. So let me show you guys exactly, for the new people or the people that have not really seen it, this is where I live. I live in this white building right here. So right here is where I live. We just walked here and this is the beach. So that's how close I am to the beach. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why, like, what logical reason can you give me why that metal bar is there? Give me one logical reason besides, in their mind, they're going, hey, I don't want someone with a scooter. So if someone comes with a scooter, they're gonna pay the price and they're gonna hit this thing. They're probably gonna mess up their scooter. They're gonna go over the hand. Like, otherwise, give me one reason that metal 1-foot pole runs all the way across there with no lights. So give me one other reason why they have that. Damn, that thing's flaming. Xin chào. I'm just looking. I see nice hot fire over there. What's the number one item here? Popular. What's the most popular item?
I think you can order
the pizza. Okay. What time do you close? Finish?
2 a.m.
Oh, 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on. Thank you. 2 o'clock. I didn't know this place stayed open that late. If you want to check it out, it's the one that has the mermaid and the little paintings over here. Spare bedroom. And then this is actually the hotel. So this is the Muang Tan Hotel, and I live right behind it. These are the condos right behind it. For maybe a couple weeks or something like that. Genius move, only in Vietnam. What's up, Earl Ski? What do you do for work? You're watching it. This is the only thing that I do is YouTube. That's the kitchen for paradise. What do you mean that's the kitchen for paradise? That place, I forgot what the name of that place is. That's the best condo ever. I don't know if it's the best condo ever, but it's the best for what I negotiated and my requirements. For other people, it's not good. For some people, it's great. For me, I wish I would lock down that place for a year if my landlord would drop it down some more. This is the Da Nang Beach, and then let me show you guys a little secret, not a secret, but a cool little gem. That is the statue of Lady Buddha. So that orange glowing light, that is the statue of Lady Buddha right there. So we can see that from the beach. How much do you get paid? Well, the bottom line is I spend more money in this city every month than I make on YouTube. So put it that way. That is Lady Buddha out there. So to give you guys a perspective, that's the Lady Buddha. And then the Sun Tra, the marina that we went to, is probably right around here. So if you're gonna go to one or the other, you might wanna check out both. Yeah, they highlight it at night. And it's pretty big in person, because like you could see how big it is now, but that's probably that's a 15-minute drive from here. Big wave at the beach and then the high wind. Very cool. That doesn't make sense. So put it this way, I spend about $800 a month living in this city of Da Nang, Vietnam. I recoup back off of YouTube about 60 or 70%. So does that make sense? So basically, my bills are more than what I make on YouTube a month. That's the best way I can explain it. Oh, this is the steakhouse. I think this is, Herbal moved down here. See? So they have this Herbal on the beach. They have the Herbal 1 block over at the CCP Coffee. Then they have a Herbal right in front of my building. Then they have a Herbal on the river. So I know of at least 4 Herbals, and 3 of them are within 2 blocks of each other, which is crazy. I always used to think this was where that mermaid one was. I don't know why I always get those two confused. But remember, Mark, this is what I can't understand. This is one, the Barrett Center that just opened up, where the CCP, the coffee is. There's one there, that's two. And then one street behind, hello, Xin Chao. One street behind Hybrid, there's that herbal that's on like the Jolia Street. So we have 3 herbals within 3 blocks here. That's crazy. I don't understand that. Our visa run's getting stricter? Not that I've heard of. I did mine, what, about a month ago? I know someone that's doing a visa run, I think, Tuesday. Nothing has changed. Oh, look at that. That's a guitar barbecue, I think. Herbal has been there. How much longer can you keep living off your savings? For sure, easily through this year. So I don't have to think about the China situation and teaching. This year I should be fine, no problems. Unless something crazy happens that you guys say I should look out for. But hopefully the channel will just keep improving and making a little bit more on subscribers, making a little bit more on money, making a little bit more on views. And we just keep going and never have to wonder about that or worry about that. Can you start a second channel to make the difference in income? It doesn't really make sense, because it doesn't really make sense to start a second channel and now spread yourself thin on 2 channels, and one isn't the first one isn't breaking even. It doesn't make sense. It would be like buying a brand new car. The car breaks down, and then you go, oh, let me go get another car instead of fixing it. So for me, I should focus on the first channel until it starts turning a profit, and then maybe I would think about a second channel. Hi everybody, very good channel to watch. I enjoy it, I appreciate it. Wolf Trainer, Richmond, Kentucky. Ted Green sticky rice cake. I did not eat that, but I did have something last week. It was like some kind of sticky rice cake that we had the day before Ted, but I don't remember what it was called. Teach Chinese? I don't even know Chinese. I would love to do interviews. Here's the problem. Every single person that I ask to do an interview, they go, I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to be on camera. This is what blows me away. I don't understand how Travis, Sammy, Army Guy, all these guys, Evan, these guys all do interviews. So for some reason, my audience and my subscribers or my viewers never want to be on camera. I've had like 4 guys that would have been awesome stories, and they go, oh, I just don't want to be on camera, man. And then I'm like, okay. And they're like, yeah. I'll tell you the story, and I'm like, telling the story is kind of worthless because I need it to be on the channel. And they're like, oh yeah, I don't want to be on camera. The world. Ha! Xin Chao. Why don't you see if you can get a Kick deal? I don't know nothing about Kick. Who was... Coconut Man had me sign up for, what was it? Kick or Twitch or something? Whatever that one he was. And we went live to just test it out. And I think I did 3 different live streams 3 days in a row. And I didn't have not one viewer. The only thing that ever does well is my YouTube channel. I have a TikTok. You know, I've had a TikTok for 1 year. You know how many followers I have on TikTok? 12. I have a Facebook page. I think I have 100 subscribers there. I have an Instagram. I think I have like 80 subscribers there. So for some reason, all those other social medias are absolutely garbage for me, but YouTube's the only one that has done anything. Why don't you see if you can get a Kick deal? Lots of people want privacy. Yeah, I agree with that part, but I just don't understand where Army Guy, Evan, Sammy, Travis, where do they find all these people that are just like, they're so outgoing and they're on camera like, yeah, Travis, I came out here from Danong, man. I've been here. Same thing with Evan. Evan does like a weekly interview with like 1 or 2 people like every week. And I'm like, how do you get people to get on camera? He's like, usually they'll contact me or I'll contact them and they'll say, yeah. And I go, dude, man, like, remember, I think I've done 3 interviews. I've done an interview with Army Guy probably a little over a year ago. We did one with Hendrix. Technically, we did one with Dale on his apartment rental video. We kind of did an interview on that too. And they just don't do good. Neck down. Yeah, you know what I'll do? I'll give them the mask and then we'll change their voice. Like, remember on like 2020 and they're like, this is a member of the cartel, and then they sound like a robot. You get hourly pay if you get KCIP. So I would love that. So that's the one thing that I would love. I would love to just stream 24 hours. If I got paid to stream 24 hours, I would do 24 hours. Or even if it's not 24 hours, if it was like, hey, you got to stream 8 or 10 hours a day, I would do that. Problem is, YouTube pays nothing for YouTube live streams. So I make like, I think it's 9 cents or 12 cents per 1,000 views. So I make nothing on the live streams. But when I see those other guys, like, don't even want to mention some of their names, but some of these degenerates, and they'll just be like, hey, bro, I'm coming out here. We're live in the Philippines, eating mushrooms. And these guys get like $100,000 deals. But if you ask them, hey, how do you do a visa run? Hey, how many days do you get in the country that you're? Oh, I don't know that. I just go YOLO, bro. I go YOLO, and I jump into the river and I ride a fast scooter and pop willies, and then I go eat mushrooms at night and I get hammered and then I do it all again. Oh yeah, give that guy $100,000. Jenny, big thumbs up, big thumbs up. Oh, I can't thumbs you up. I can't thumbs you up. When is Fluffy coming back? So technically, I think TET officially ends tomorrow, and I think the government opens tomorrow. So I think the government will be back approving visas, and I'm sure there's a backlog from during this time. Supposedly, Fluffy said she filled out her visa. So if this wasn't TET, I would say they would probably get her application tomorrow. And then I usually always say 4 business days. So that would be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But like I said, there's a backlog. So I'm thinking she's probably not going to get approved until probably next Monday, not tomorrow. She probably won't get approved till like 8 days, and then she'll have to buy a ticket. So I'm assuming it's probably going to be earliest probably 2 weeks. 10 days, 2 weeks is probably the earliest possible. I never did an interview with Fluffy. I guess I kind of do them on every interview. Guys like Chris Travel said streaming 24 hours a day will eat up your soul. I probably would, but it would give me that boost. One, it would definitely boost the channel up. It would give me more opportunities, because every stage, like, remember, when I first started, I didn't have no monetization. Then I got 1,000 subscribers. Then I started making a little bit of money. Then I grew to like 5,000, 8,000. Then I started partnering with people. Started partnering with Army Guy, Evan, Vagabond Awake. So every level it kind of grows. So for me, I would love to do the 24-hour streams. Even if I can only do it for 6 months or a year, make that money, grow the channel, and be done with it. And then say, okay, well, let's move on to the next chapter of, oh, there's a rat. Damn, that rat just ran and jumped. That's like jumping off the freaking Empire State Building for a rat. He jumped off that right there. No, this beach is not packed now. If you go watch the video that I just put out, the top 5 cities in Vietnam, this beach yesterday was packed. I shot that video yesterday, and it was there was people all the way in the water. There was people all up here. I bet you hit 17,000. My wife says 20,000. Should I be worried? Closest pick vacation. Oh, wow. So I kind of keep a running total in my head because I watch my analytics. I would say a solid month for me is about 1,000 new subscribers a month. We did that last month. This month was terrible for me, so subscribers wise. I don't know why. It is a shorter month, but it's only like, what, 2 or 3 days shorter. But this is one of my lowest subscriber months ever. So, how many months do we have left? We have about 10 months. So, oh, fireworks. So what I would say, if I just did my rough, quick math in my head, I think it's possible for us to get 10,000 subscribers from this point out, 10,000 more from right now, if I had a really solid year. I would say I'm gonna gain 7,000 to 10,000 subscribers from this point. If someone asked me right now, what do you think you would get this year? I'm gonna say between 7,000 and 10,000. And if I'm at 14,000, I would only need another 6 to get to 20. So I would only need to get like 500 subscribers per month for the next 10 months. 20,000 might be possible. I haven't really even thought about that yet, though. This is Da Nang, yeah? This is the beach. This is Da Nang, Vietnam. Olienka. This is Miami, Vietnam. Capio, this is a great topic, so I always bring this up. So when you say boring, I want to classify this. Hold on. So boring to me means there's nothing to do. That means you sit in your apartment, there's no beach, there's no dragon bridge, there's no statue of Lady Buddha, there's no good restaurants, there's no good cafes. That's boring to me. Now, what I think people confuse the word boring with is, hey, there's no debauchery. Hey, like what I would imagine, he says, hey, when I was in Thailand, you know, there's these wild clubs and they stay open until 4 o'clock. Those guys misuse the word boring for party. But I would love to see, I think it seemed like living in a city may be good for expats, not a holiday. I don't know, maybe. But what did you find specifically boring? Yeah, I think the only people that ever really tell me the city of Da Nang is boring is people that like Bangkok nightlife or Pattaya. Those guys will say this is boring. What was your channel about when you first started it back in the USA? So, technically I don't think it ever started in the USA. I'm trying to remember when I shot. So my first videos, technically, were my drone videos, and it was on my channel, and there's no narration or nothing. I just had a YouTube channel, and I had a drone, and I just kind of flew it around my city. But those were, I never thought anyone was ever going to see those videos. So technically that wasn't really my channel, I guess. I guess I put videos there. But my real first video, I would say, was technically my Thailand video. I did a Thailand video when we lived in Thailand, and it was like a 5-minute video. It just had music and us going to 7-Eleven and some few restaurants and stuff like that. So I guess technically I would say that, but my channel has always started from the idea of, hey, if you guys want to move out of the USA, follow me, do exactly what I do, and you can live like this for this price. That's basically what my channel has always been. But I was thinking 18 to 40-year-old adults were gonna watch my channel and be like, you know what? I never knew you can travel. I don't have a passport. This guy Will, he travels to here and here. I want to do that. I just got out of high school. I'm 21 years old. I'm working at Safeway. I hate this job. I'm going to do like Will, man. I'm going to get a little teaching job, or I'm going to do this, and I'm going to travel the world. That's who I thought my audience was going to be. Little did I know 2 years later, the majority of my audience is like 45 to 70 years old. And I'm like, wait a second. Why? How do I have 45 to 70-year-old subscribers? Like, I don't talk about retirement. I'm not retired. I'm not in that age group. So I'm like, how the hell did it happen? But YouTube finds your audience. I don't know how. But what I thought my channel was going to be, at least the demographics, couldn't have been further from the truth. Because I think I only have like 0.001 of like 18 to 25-year-olds. I think I have a few 25-year-olds to like 35. Then like I have a all right 35 to 45. But basically like 50 to 70 is my channel sweet spot. What's up, native? I'm trying to cross, so give me a second. There are hot chicks. House party. I won this year because she bet against you riding the scooter. Oh, very nice. So I'm glad that you won that bet on that scooter. This is how, look, we're standing right here in this intersection. That's what happened. I followed someone else and they didn't know well, they think they know what they were doing, but they just ran in front of traffic. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Let me try to catch up with all your guys' messages. But I thought you said that Bangkok. I've never said Bangkok is my favorite city. I think I'm trying to remember exactly what I said. Da Nang and Bangkok are very close in terms of where I would live at this point in my life. The only thing that steers me away from Bangkok is it's about 20 to 30% more expensive in Bangkok than it is in Da Nang for me, for my lifestyle. And then the crackdown on the visa runs there. But if you got rid of those two things, it would be a very hard choice for me to choose between Bangkok and Da Nang. But it's a very easy choice with the crackdown on visas and the 20+% more expensive aspect of it. October is very rainy here. I'll visit Albania and Greece in May before landing in Vietnam. Very nice. I was going to go to both of those places on my Eastern European trip, but that never made it. Philip is, yeah. Basically, guys, like up to Philip's age and basically Dell to Philip's age is my prime demographic. I have no clue how, but literally Dale's age to Philip's age is my peak demographic. Wow, this is awesome. This is the first time I've seen this. Look at this. This is nice. Let's try to get a wide angle of it. Because remember, it's the year of the horse. So that's why they have the horse out here. The year of the horse. Year of the horse. Those are people looking to permanently move, not just go on vacations because you live like a retiree. Manila has the best crispy pork. I'm not a big fan of the pork belly. Didn't think anyone could beat Vien's. The Fish Village. Bangkok is too hot. For me, that's why we moved. We lived in Bangkok for basically 8 months. We lived in Bangkok right before we moved here. So that's where we lived right before we came here. The Fish Village. Albania, the new Da Nang. Bangkok is one of the biggest party cities in the world with all kinds of sinful vices. Yes, it is. Retirees will travels. So then I'm just so shocked at how many 18 to 40-year-olds are not interested in making smart decisions, living among their means, not blowing their budget, and getting the hell out of the United States. That's probably the biggest shock to me. That's probably the biggest shock about my channel, is that how many 18 to 40-year-olds don't watch my channel, which means these guys have no interest in living good, leaving the USA, and getting out of the rat race. Too many ladyboys in Pattaya. Da Nang is tropical. 18 to 40. Too many vices. I guess, man, it's crazy though, because I mean, I'm trying to think of myself at 18 to 40. I guess, man, I guess I'm just unique. I didn't have vices. I drank alcohol back then, yes, but I never had any crazy vices, man. So maybe that's why it's always shocking to me when I see these young guys just blowing cash, and I'm like, because remember, I never came from cash. I didn't have vices, so I don't know, man. I never can understand it. I did understand freedom. That's why I left and went to college and lived about one block from our college campus. I got the hell out, man. I got the hell out. And I'm the first person. Like, you do not want to live with your parents. I'm 100% on board with that. I just met a guy last night who was 21 and now lives in Vietnam. I wish I started that early too. If I would have started that earlier, I don't know. I just can't imagine myself not being a millionaire if I knew like, I treat travel like currency. Like, if you just literally move out of San Francisco to Da Nang, you have just like increased your lifestyle by like 3 or 4 times at less price. Like, it's literally like winning free money. That's how I look at travel. I'm like, okay, if I move from San Francisco to here, I'm saving $2,600 a month, which means now I can either live 3 times better and pay the same price, or I can save that money and buy shares of stock or invest in this or buy a property. My vice is bonet. I'm running out of cash. Might have to go to work in a few months in the States. Man, see, that is my biggest fear, man. That is my fear. That is my fear, man. But if I was one of these young guys just getting out of high school and you're working at Napa Auto Parts or AutoZone or Safeway, and you're just like, man, I hate my boss. I hate these damn customers. After taxes, I'm not making that much money. Those guys, I would tell them, man, like, just learn one skill online. Just learn something online that you can make some money on, and then get the hell out of the USA. Man, I heard you don't penny pinch. I heard you're big budget. That's what Delsky was saying, and everyone else says you're big budget. You're the big budget man. Bread and Butter sponsored this segment of the live stream, even though they didn't sponsor it, but I guess they sponsored it by letting me sit at the chair outside. But brunch, what does that say? Brunch like home. Home. I never have brunch at home. Native's big budget. What is your view on the whole AI thing? Do you think it will take people's jobs? On an easy answer, I'd say yeah. On a large answer, probably not. Like, we kind of just look at it in black and white. Like, is AI going to take everyone's job? And like, everyone just thinks no one will have a job, and the AIs will be doing everything and like you'll be broke at home and no one has a job. I don't think it'll be like that. Driving jobs, you're not going to be able to do that, especially in states like California. But I do think AI is going to take over a lot of jobs, and the jobs they always take over are the absolute worst and they drive me crazy. I'll give you guys an example. So like say you want to call Dell or IBM or like some computer place, right? They'll give you this BS AI either online or on the phone number. It's usually online. And they'll say like, please state your problem. And like say there's an urgent issue that you need and it has nothing to do with any of the topics. They'll just keep running the algorithm of the AI to like, choose this one, go back here, read this. Are you satisfied? No, no, no. Are you satisfied? No. And then it just runs you in circles till you give up. That's what I think AI is going to be used for, to just like wear out customers so they give up on their refunds or their complaints or whatever they're doing. But I also think AI is going to do something else. I think AI is going to give companies and government an excuse to do the damn, why can't I think of the word now? It's gonna drive me wild. Universal basic income. I think the AI is gonna say, they're gonna say, hey guys, yeah man, don't worry man, AI's taking over all these jobs, but don't worry guys, we're gonna give you guys $1,500 every month. You don't have to go to work, you can spend it whatever way you want. Yeah, AI is taking over, but remember man, we're sending you that $1,500. You guys can go try to find another job or a side hustle, but don't worry man, the government's sending you $1,500 every month. Don't worry about it. AI is gonna take care of everything. I think that's coming. Hold on. Native, no, come here and party. I'm the big debt man. No, man, you are partying all the time. You're a wild man. They have your picture up and down by the freaking trivia place. They roll out the red carpet for you. Yeah, retirees, man, if you're a retiree, man, and you're in Da Nang, man, you are living great, man. I think your only complaints are like, hey, I get bit by mosquitoes, or hey, the bun guy rides around, or hey, all my favorite restaurants are closed for a week. That's probably the biggest issues for people that are retired and have money here. And go back to the USA, to your normal life, and try to be like, oh, I get bit by a mosquito. Oh, I can't go to my favorite restaurant for a week. You guys would be loving to have that as your guys' biggest problem. Did you see Jeff Carter is in Da Nang? I'm not sure who Jeff Carter is. Who's Jeff Carter? I know Joe Carter that played for the Blue Jays. I know Jeff Gordon that was a race car driver, but I don't know Jeff Carter or George Carter. Yeah, I think, in my honest opinion, I do think universal basic income, I do think at some point it's going to come around. Whether it's in our lifetime, I'm not sure. Whether it's in 5 years, 10 years, 30 years, I do think it's going to come around though. The 2000 Trump, no, I haven't. I heard something months ago or whatever, but I tell people, just like I tell people about the visa, some little nugget of news will pop up and then everyone's like, oh my God, did you hear? There's going to be a long-term visa. And it's like not even through Congress, or same thing like when the government's like, hey man, we're giving a stimulus. They're thinking about it. And then everyone's like, oh my God, we're going to get it. Are we getting it next week? And then they're like, we haven't even voted on it yet. So that kind of stuff, I don't think about it, and then I just wait till it happens. If it happens, great. It's a surprise. Why so expensive? He probably got a vegan soy eggs Benedict. Eggs made from 100% tofu. Tofu and cottage cheese. New restaurant, Mikey Beach. This is new. This used to be Wow Chicken, which was a Korean fried chicken place. This used to be a pizza place before I even did live stream. So this is over a year ago. This was a tea place that we had. No. That one was the tea place. We had pizza here one time. The only restaurant on our building that I've never had is this fried chicken place over here. Jeff Carter, really? He does what you do? I'll have to take a look at him. I should have grabbed my other phone. If I seen him, maybe I would know him, but the name just doesn't ring a bell right now. I'll take a look when I get up and see if I know Jeff Carter. Bro, I'm landing in Ho Chi Minh City in 1 week. How do you recommend I get to Da Nang train fly? Very easy. There's 2 answers, and your inconvenience is gonna determine which one you pick. If you take a flight's probably gonna be around $50, no bags. Bags are gonna cost you extra if you have bags, but a one-way ticket is probably gonna cost you roughly $50. You might get lucky and get it for 40, or maybe it might be $60, but it's gonna be roughly about $50 one way, and it's gonna take you about an hour. So the other way is you could do the train. The train's gonna take you 16 or 20 hours to get from Ho Chi Minh there. But here's the thing. If you do take the train, how I would do it is the Will Travels way. I would go from Ho Chi Minh. I would make a stop in like Vung Tau or some city on your way. I would stop there for a day or 2. Then I would get back on the train, travel to some place like Nha Trang. Stay there for a day or 2, get back on the train and work your way up. But in that case, you're going to end up probably spending the same amount of money. So more than likely, $50 for the one way is probably the best option. Who's going to pay for universal pay? Already governments. But see, I think that's what I think the AI is going to do. So I think they're going to have like a stock market crash version. Oh shit. Look at this guy, man. That guy's so damn fast. So I think they're going to have like a stock market crash. Like everyone's going to lose their job. Nothing to do with stocks. I'm just trying to equate it. But like everyone's going to lose their jobs, or some company gets bought out and gets wiped. This whole corporation and the parent company gets wiped out. I don't know. Some situation is going to play out where tons and tons and tons of people lose their jobs. And then what happens is the government's going to be the good guy. Hey guys, everyone lost their jobs. You know, this is a rough economic time. We've decided for a limited time, you guys remember this? Slow the curve for 2 weeks, a limited 2-week closure. Hey, curb the, what was it? Slow the curve 2 weeks during COVID. I think that's what they'll do. Hey, during this rough time right now, we'll do universal basic income. We're going to do it for 6 months. And then after that, Congress will have to vote and determine if it gets extended. And I think it'll come in like that. Don't put anything past people. Man, remember, they used the September 11th attack to pass the Patriot Act, man. And the Patriot Act was BS. Go look at the Patriot Act, man. So don't put stuff past anybody, man. It's gonna snow 2 feet here. Jeez Louise. I did hear that it's been pretty cold in New York and snowy too. I've never been to New York, actually. I've never been to any East Coast state ever. How do you recommend I get Vietnamese dong? Well, if you would have watched this channel early, you would have known you should get a Charles Schwab card so that you get your ATM fees refunded back at the end of every month. But if you don't have that, then I would say ATM. Use VP Bank. I'm not sure if VP Bank is everywhere, but I know it's here in Da Nang. Use VP Bank. They do not charge a fee, and they allow you to pull out over 15 million, I think possibly 20, depending on your limit. Or if you don't care about the fee and you want a more international bank, go to HSBC. I remember Joe Carter and Jeff Gordon. I'm from Toronto. But Joe Carter also played on the Padres too. Shop in Vietnam, 1 year in the States, yep. 50 bucks with check-in bags. With check-in, no, it'll be 50 bucks one way. But 7 kilo carry-on, no bags. If you take ViaJet or Air Asia, it's usually about 20 to 30 bucks for an extra 20 kilo bag to check in. We open a canister shop. What is a canister shop? Monster Roach. I'm grateful that you are financially wise. Should I start looking or open a bank account? I did a video on what bank account you can open up here, but give me maybe another week or less. It might be my next video. I'm going to show you guys an alternate way to skip opening a bank account, but still being able to use QR code and transfer money. And I think you guys will like it. Wow, the roach was as big as one of those water beetles. A gummy bear lace shop. Was that a giant cockroach? No, to me that was a regular sized cockroach here. That wasn't a giant one to me. No, I am not from Canada. I'm from California. California, the Bay Area. The home of Will Travels. Probably Lake. They eat them there. I'm afraid of the ATM. I kind of used to be afraid of that too, but it's never happened. It's never happened. Isn't Toronto, Canada? Unfortunately. If you really need cash and have a Charles Schwab card, the ATM is right there when you get off the plane and cleared immigration. That is correct. I am from Vallejo, California, 707. Will is illegal to convert from gold shops. I saw a reel. So I didn't see. Well, I think the way that they're getting around it, I got to go check because I have a place that I know a lady just converted it at a gold shop. I know she did because she messaged me 2 days ago, I think it was. And I think like that law passed like February 9th or whatever. But I haven't seen anybody have problems with it. And I think there's like a loophole around it. I think it says something like, you can't do it at any gold currency places unless they are authorized. So I have not heard one bad or hard story about people being able to convert cash. If I hear anything, I'll let you guys know, but it seems like business as usual. I'm going to wait for you to update it. Yeah, if not, if you don't want to wait, I'll just tell you the bank that I did a video on about a year ago. It was called Timo, T-I-M-O. I feel like there's a few negatives about it that's not really worth it for me, especially because I don't use the QR code that much, rarely if at all. But if you want, you can go take a look at my video. I think it's called How Tourists Open Up a Bank Account in Vietnam, something like that. You should find it. But in the next week, I'm going to give you guys an option to basically have the same features as that Timo account, except you do not have to go into any bank. You don't have to open up any bank account at all, actually. You definitely made a great decision to move. Yeah. How much should I exchange at the airport? $100? So that's a two-part question. So how are you planning on getting money after the airport? Do you plan on using your ATM and pulling out a large amount? If so, $100 is going to be plenty to get you back to your hotel. Is that $100 supposed to last you for a few days? Then I don't know. But I usually, like, you can get a Grab for like, I think it's $10 max from Ho Chi Minh Airport to probably wherever you're staying. Fluffy is in the Philippines right now. She'll be coming back after the holiday and her visa gets approved. Oh, wow, we got 48 people now. When we're on the beach, we have like 20. When I'm just sitting here chatting. Cash only for you? I don't know. It depends. How long do you need that $100 to last? Like, the most expensive thing for you is going to be the Grab. And then you're probably going to want to get something to eat. Ba-bum-bum-bum-bum. Damn, did I drink all my drink? Cash only? Let me set you guys up somewhere better. Just make a promise that if you guys haven't seen my video that I just released earlier, maybe about 2 or 3 hours ago, it's called the top 5 cities in Vietnam. make me a promise that after this gets over that you at least turn it on. If it would be great if you watched it, but even if you're not going to watch it, just turn it on, let it play all the way through the end. It will help my analytics. And listen to it. At least listen to it like a podcast. And then listen to the list of the 5 cities that I've been to that I consider my 5 best cities in Vietnam. Charles Schwab, yeah, Charles Schwab, man. The Charles Schwab and the Google Voice are the 2 best recommendations for Americans. Google Voice before you come here, and the Charles Schwab. Those are my 2 things. Earlski, I want to do a podcast. If someone can figure out how I can do a podcast and upload them to my channel like a daily podcast video. I don't really want it to be a video. I want it just purely to be audio. But if we could figure something out, I'm definitely down for a podcast. Do we have to prepay hotel booking, or can we pay? In Vietnam, the majority of the time, they won't ask you for a payment unless it's a bigger hotel. But only big hotels usually ask you for it, or they give you the option. But most of the time, you will not pay until you get here. Kodiak pancake mix. I've always seen Kodiak, but I've never had it. But I kind of feel like it's either the Trader Joe's mix, or I feel it's like the fancy gourmet pancake mix. Man, what I need to figure out. So, okay. What I need to figure out is, I don't want to just I guess I could do like Howard Stern. Remember how Howard Stern would have a radio show, and then they just had like a camera mounted up on the wall, and like you could see him sitting in the studio. I guess I could do something like that, but I don't know. I don't know what X spaces are. I was a Marine there, 1968, 1969. That's before my time. Whew. Yeah, that was definitely before my time. I wasn't even a twinkle in anybody's eye. Yeah, she's stuck at the immigration since last Friday. She's been stuck there. But they've been giving her 3 meals a day. She drinks from the water fountain. She takes a shower from the water fountain. So she's hoping that it'll open up tomorrow. No, I have a feeling someone will make that comment, though. They'll be like, are you kidding? Like, it's crazy. Like, when I make a quick joke, somehow people only listen up to that point, and then they'll leave a comment, and they'll be like, I can't believe how long has Fluffy been stuck at the airport. Someone will leave that comment, though. Let me scroll back up. Howard Stern is a sellout. I kind of agree with you on that point. Man, I used to watch Howard when I was a kid on his E channel, on the E network. And man, he was like, fight for your rights and all this crazy stuff. And then as soon as Trump became president, man, he just like complete opposite of what he used to be. But I still like Howard overall, man. Maybe not the new or the old Howard now. But man, I used to love the old Howard Stern show, his movie, the books, all that. I'm landing in 48 hours. Should I book a hostel room? No, I wouldn't. If you, my opinion is, rent a cheap hotel, not a hostel. The cheap hotels are not that much more expensive than a hostel. I would look right now, because it is like kind of coming off a Tet. You probably should be able to get a place, but I still would always try to at least book one day somewhere. Thank you for your service. I already watched it. I appreciate it. 1960s. Man, too bad you weren't out here when the lady Tam, she owned a restaurant out here, and she was a young kid during that time. And I think she was helping the American doctors and the military out here. And she had all kinds of old pictures from the 60s and the 70s, like throughout her life. But she died about almost 1 year ago. The place was called Tam's Pub. And she did a whole, we almost did like an interview on camera. We were doing a live stream there, and she was showing us the pictures. She was telling us stories, all that. So it was an interesting story. Yeah, some people like doing this in person. I've met some people that have booked their, like, I think Vince booked his place like 2 months in advance or something. And I've had people that land here in Da Nang and don't book anything. And then they're like, hey, I didn't book any place. I'm like, oh, shoot. And then the last time someone did that, man, like, we couldn't find it. I think we went to 6 straight places. They were sold out. The tariffs are unconstitutional. Yeah, I saw the headline. I don't really follow politics too much right now. But I do feel like it's either going to get appealed, or they said it can drag on for another 2 years. So it's a good pop-up for a news story, a attention grabber, but I think it's going to draw itself out. Yeah, the lady Tam died. Totally different world. Yeah, she died. If you were on that live stream, yeah, she died about, I want to say it was right around summertime, maybe a little before summer. What's my daily routine? Well, right now it's different because of the holiday schedule and stuff shut down. But tomorrow, assuming my places are open, I'm probably going to wake up. I was going to edit, but I finished my video one day early, so I don't have to edit. Tomorrow will be a smooth day for me, which I'll be happy. So tomorrow I'll probably go down to the tea place. Our buddy Chris from the Dufresne's channel said he's going to meet up with me, I think, at some point. I'm going to watch or get some tips from him on how he edits so quickly. And then maybe we'll shoot a video if he wants, and he's got time, hopefully. Then I'll probably go back to the tea spot, or I'll probably go to dinner eventually, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And then probably a nightcap, I'll go to the tea place. Usually I'll go to the tea place early afternoon, and then I'll go to the tea place at night if we have a few buddies that want to hang out. That's where we usually meet. Did it move the money to Dong to exchange? Say that again, I'm not sure what you meant. Her restaurant is still, no, they closed the restaurant. So I'm kind of glad that we went, because we only went one time. So I'm glad that I can say that we went. But the restaurant's gone. Not gone, but it's not the restaurant anymore. All the stuff is gone. I think they took all of her belongings. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think people were upset, but I think this is a custom in Vietnam. So I think when you die, at least some Vietnamese burn all their possessions. And I think that was like causing an uproar for like the Westerners or something, because a lot of people would go to her restaurant. And I think when she died, they were saying something like she was having a funeral or however they celebrate. And I think they said that they were burning like all of her pictures and possessions and stuff like that. But I guess that's a custom or something out here. Her restaurant's still open. Wake up and buy a scooter. The scooter's done now. It's already open back up. No more free streets. 26K to VM dollar. Okay, very nice. I remember that stream. Did the tariff news change? I don't know. I have not checked it. I should have. I did not even think about that. And I don't have my other phone to check. But I'm not sure if the dollar went up or down according to that. I completely forgot about even checking because of that, though. Yeah, so I think what sucks is because everyone loved those pictures and those old stuff, but I guess they just like burned everything. And like some tourists were like, man, we went there every single day and we would love to have some of those pictures. And I guess they were telling them, I think it was on Facebook that they were talking about that. I think they were like, no, we have to burn it or something like that. Yeah, it was something to do with something like that. Yep, but that was over by the dumpling place. It's right, basically, that restaurant was right where Scallywags is and right before the trivia place. I think I got my 10,000 in today. Because we walked on the beach too. Nah, renting is too expensive. It's too expensive. It's $5 a day, or maybe you might get a deal $30 a week. The scooter that I was going to look at was like 170 to outright buy. So for me to spend 30 or 40 bucks for like a week or two doesn't make sense, because that's 25% of the price of the scooter. Did the tariff news change? Wasn't able to check that. This is the restaurant I've never been to. We've lived here 2 years and I've still never been to this restaurant. And to be fair, I've never been to that restaurant behind us where we walk in the door either. So I bookmarked a restaurant. Yep. That place is closed down. She died. So I'm kind of glad, because I don't know if we ever would have got back there, but we went there, and that's actually, I think that was one of the restaurants that I spent, no, I think the Japanese buffet technically was the most expensive that I paid for a meal, but that place was like number 2, because we bought like, Fluffy got something, I got something, then she was like, you gotta try the mango banana shake or something. We tried that. And then I seen on the menu, I was like, oh damn, they got banana pancakes. We tried that too. Well, the thing was, so that's one of the ladies that didn't want to speak on camera. So we were doing the live stream, and she knew we were doing the live stream, but she just said, don't show me on here. But she stood off next to me, behind me, to the side. And she like told us all the stories as I was showing the pictures, but she didn't want to be on camera. And then when we left that place, I asked her, I was like, hey, I have a YouTube channel. Can I get an interview or do something? She didn't want to be on camera either. How the stock market went up all-time high after tariffs was imposed, and now it's looking like it will not go back down. That's the thing about the stock market, man. I used to hate that. Like, earnings reports would come out, and like a company would do absolutely garbage and like terrible on their earnings report, and the stock would go up. And you go like, what? Like, they just said like they're in terrible financial shape. And then like everybody would like start buying the stock, and you'd be like, huh? Or the opposite. Like, they'd be like, man, this stock just, it went up 42% quarter over quarter, year over year. And then it drops like $2 a share, and you're like, huh? What the hell? I don't understand it. What time is it? Oh, it's almost 11. The market is manipulated. Yep. There's no doubt in my mind that the market is definitely manipulated. But with saying that, it's manipulated for everybody. Even though that's kind of sounds weird, but you could still make money. That's what I loved about stock options. So stock trading, you buy the share and you just hope it goes up. Stock options, you have the variety. You can make money when stocks go down. You can make money when stocks go up. You can make money when stocks don't move at all. So that's what I like about stock options trading. Whereas stock trading, you buy it and you just hope that it shoots up. Whereas stock trading in options, you can make a killing. What was it called? The Big Short, the movie The Big Short. That's when people had tons and tons of stock options on. I can't remember the name of the bank off the top of my head, and they went under. And basically, that share price dropped big time, and it was called The Big Short because they were shorting the stock. So they bought it at a higher price, and they were expecting to pay it back when the stock dropped down to a lower price and collect all the profit in between. And that's what the movie was about. You can make money anywhere, man. I have learned that. So I think one of the biggest shock in my life probably came when I was about 37 or maybe 38 years old, 37. Until I traveled and I went and I did a volunteer English teaching course in Spain. And I came back and people were like, oh, how'd you like it? And I was like, it was good. I'm probably going to go volunteer and go do it in Germany next year. Like, that was my plan, because they do one in Spain and they do the other one in Germany, in the Black Hills or Black Forest or whatever it's called in Germany. And my friend was like, why are you going to do it for free? You can make money teaching English. And I was like, huh? And he was like, yeah, you can make money teaching English. And I was like, I'm not a school teacher. And he said, no. All you need is a TEFL, a degree in anything, and you can teach English. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. That's when I realized a skill that people have, or I don't know if you would call it a skill, but something that every American has that they don't understand, that it's a forever cash money maker, is your ability to teach English. So most Americans don't realize how amazing knowing English, especially being born in America, a native English speaker, man, we can make money teaching English. Everyone around the world wants to learn English, and it's always going to be a language that people and for sure in our lifetime are always going to want to learn. But I never realized that till 38 years old, that my natural born ability to speak English could turn into free money. Big Short is a great movie. Please don't teach English. You make so many I don't know what to tell you. Bought TEFL recently and gonna try Thailand to find work. I hate to say this, but Thailand is the lowest paying country out of the big three that people go. So Vietnam pays a little bit more than Thailand. Thailand just pays peanuts. If I was ever going to go teach, I would go teach in China. I would teach in person and I would teach in China. You make good money, you get a free apartment, and all you basically end up paying for is basically your transportation and your entertainment. Well, they got a whole freaking motorcycle crew over here. The scooter crew. The Harley Davidson of Da Nang. U.S. is gold medal in hockey. Oh yeah, I forgot. Isn't the Olympics are on? I think there's underground poker room in Da Nang. I wouldn't be surprised. Remember, we tried to go to the casino and they wouldn't let us in because we didn't have our passports. But I guess Vince went. Vince went back, I don't know, like a week later or something, and he said it wasn't what he expected. He said he was disappointed. Yes, you can make money teaching English in Vietnam. You can make money teaching English in tons and tons of countries. But Vietnam for sure. I turned down a job a little over a year ago out here that I went and interviewed for. Just now, overtime. Everyone I knew ever taught English in China had come back with horror stories. I'm on the other boat, so I've heard some inconveniences from some people, but the three guys that I personally know pretty good all had a great time, and they all banked a lot of money. My college buddy, I didn't even know that he went there. His name was Alberto. Remind me in the future to tell you guys some Alberto stories. Jeez Louise. Alberto being a roommate or an apartment mate in college. But anyways, he graduated, and then we lost contact, I don't know, for like 10 years. I think maybe 5 years or something. And he messaged me. And this was like when Beijing was having the Olympics, I think it was. So maybe 2011 or 2012, speaking of Olympics. And he was like, oh, yeah, we were out here, because he was teaching in Beijing. And he loved it. And I go, wow, how the hell did you end up in China? He was like, they pay good. I wanted to get away. And I was like, oh, okay. And he had a great time. And then two other guys that I know made pretty good money and had a good time. It's China-run casino. Oh, I would not be surprised. Guidance for a Vietnam who I can trust to find a placement. That is tough because I've never dealt with an agent. I've been lucky enough that every single time. So I think I've had 4 different apartments here, 4 total. I've always dealt directly with the landlord. I've never went through an agent ever. So I am not a good person to talk to about agents. I've looked at apartments with other agents, and I kind of figured out how agents work here. Like, if you put it this way, you go see a random agent today, and you go look at an apartment, and then tomorrow you go look at another apartment with another agent. Guarantee you that agent the next day is going to know all the apartments that you've already looked at. So all the agents here, they know all the apartments, and they're just hoping that you pick the apartment when they show it to you. Bank of America stock just recently got back to where it was before the crash. I was trading Bank of America stock for a little bit. Their stock symbol is BAC. I remember I would trade Bank of America every once in a while. I once had a roommate who smokes, and she would always use our soda cans. Every once in a while, we would take. Oh man, that's crazy. No, my buddy Alberto, man. I haven't talked to him in a while yet, but man, that guy. I don't remember how many times. At least 3+ times I can remember me and my other roommates dragging drunk Alberto back into our apartment. Oh man, I don't even want to get started on his stories. I love college for that aspect. I love college. I had great memories. I had great times. But education didn't do anything for me. But it was a great life experience. And they got some music out here. It's a little karaoke going on tonight. Fat Albert. I know who you're talking about, but I think that was a little bit before my time. Am I getting a soda? Nah, I'm good. I got my water with me. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I just feel so good that that I got that video edited and updated. Waiting on your passport. It sounds like you're hitting that you were one of those guys who party all the time in college. No. So, not that. I just had great time. So, I got my internship during college. So, I worked for basically almost at the time, they were like the number 1 or number 2 news organization. I had a internship in the sports department, and I was only supposed to do it for 1 semester to get credit, but I ended up staying at that internship for about, it must have been like 3 years almost, over 2 years for sure. But I had a great time, man. It was only like 4 or 5 of us in the sports department. I wrote all the shot sheets. I picked out the highlights. I would do all that stuff, write the shot sheets, give them to the news anchors, stuff like that. And I would go out with my buddy Vern, who was a sports anchor at the time, or at the time for Cron, but now he's with another organization. But I love that. I love going out there. I would have such a good time. My roommates were pretty good guys. They were interesting guys. But actually, man, I didn't actually start drinking really till I was about 24 years old. And when we would drink, we would mostly drink at our place, or like we would go to like someone that we knew's apartment or something. But it wasn't really crazy like that in college. It is 11 p.m. right now. It's midnight, 10 p.m. Yeah, but I had a great time in college. But my college degree never has earned me $1 in life. So my education part, nothing. But I don't know if I would trade those years of college for not getting the degree. I don't know. But man, college was a great time. Yeah, I had a good time in college. But here's what's crazy, man. If I could have done my channel back then, oh my God, it wouldn't have been a travel channel, guys. It would have been my budget channel. Because if you guys think I'm broke or I'm poor or I'm cheap now, when I was in college, I probably had 50% less money to spend every month then than I do now, which is crazy because it was in San Francisco. But man, talk about, I was poor, man. That was my poorest time of my life. Man, I remember I used to make pizza, but I would make pizza on flour tortillas. I would buy like a 20 pack of those like soft flour tortillas, and I'd pull a tortilla out, slap some cheese on it, some sauce, maybe if I was lucky have like bacon or some kind of leftover chicken or something that I had, toss that on there, put it in the oven, and eat a tortilla pizza. Nah, man, I can't imagine you guys being as broke as me. Like, that's why, like, now you guys are like, oh man, you're cheap. I'm like, if my college self could look at me right now, I would love to know what would go through my college brain. If he saw me now in this day, he'd probably be like, oh my God, man, you made it. You're in the penthouse. You must be related to Bill Gates. That's what my college self would be thinking of my current day self. The city video was great. I appreciate it. I think you left a comment on the video, and I think I thumbs up that comment. I appreciate all you guys have to go watch that video when you get off of here. I'm going to Vietnam to teach English. California. Is everything cheaper but electronics? Dairy is going to be the same, maybe a tad cheaper, but probably it's going to be the same or more expensive dairy. So milk, good cheeses are going to kind of be harder to find or more expensive. Electronics in general, like good electronics. Now, electronics like selfie sticks or selfie sticks with lights and like cheap electronics like that will be cheaper here. But like laptops, cell phones, like quality electronics are probably not going to be cheaper here, and you're going to have limited options. I am waiting on my passport, but I am all set to work as a teacher in Vietnam. Very nice. Yeah, but food is generally cheaper. I would say I've seen a few Vietnamese restaurants that are not Vietnamese food, but Vietnamese as in the country that I'm here as. I've seen like steakhouses want like 30 or 35 bucks for like a little steak and sides, and I was like, huh? I'm like, that's USA prices, and I know it's not going to be the same quality as USA. But in general, it's pretty much dairy, beef, and electronics is probably going to be your biggest shocker. Or imported products like ketchup. Ketchup is shockingly kind of expensive depending on where you buy it and what brand. Barbecue sauce can get expensive. Like a lot of stuff that you guys would buy in bulk at Costco will kind of cost you a little bit. Tarantula? Hell no. Are you taking an internship or just going back for a job? Cheapest decent meals? No, I'll give you another one. And I guarantee you, if you try this, you'll like it, and it will be a staple, what I just had tonight. Add bonet to your cheap budget. Bonet is about $40,000. A banh mi is usually 20 to 25. Add another 15,000 for a bonet, and it's basically steak and eggs on a sizzling skillet, and it comes with a baguette, like a banh mi bread, and eggs. So steak and eggs, bread, 40,000, and I guarantee you'll love it. How much a night is that hotel? This one, I don't know. So I always recommend a place called Mona Lisa. which is this place. Well, it's this name, but the one that I recommend is about 3 buildings down this way. And that Mona Lisa, in my opinion, is bigger and it's better and it's cheaper. And I think the studio probably lately has probably been 14 to 17 bucks for the studio. And I think the one bedroom is usually closer to like 20, 22, $23. But this one's not apartment style like the other one. This one's just kind of a smaller hotel room. And I think when I looked maybe a year ago, I think it was like they wanted like 30 bucks a night there. So it was kind of expensive. Let me scroll back up, get some bunzu. My coffee barista graduated 4-year degrees. I have well known jobs are hard to get. Yep. You've got some good tips and advice. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. That's what I try to do, man. I try to educate you guys. I try to fill you in with the current events, the current news, tips, tricks, hacks, jokes. Our buddy isn't out here tonight. Remember the grumpy guy that was sitting right there? He was out here last night, though. When I walked to the juice place, you guys missed it. I was just about to go live. I was walking there, and I seen him, and his dog was sitting here. He was in the exact same table, and I was walking here, and I just looked over. I was just getting ready to cross the street, and he caught my eye, and I looked, and I went, and then he just looked the other way. He didn't even acknowledge me. A better life, stay there illegally and get housed? It sounds like a troll comment to me. Jenny, big thumbs up, big thumbs up. Appreciate it. Where's your juice spot at? What's near it? It's on Food Street. We just went there last night. Oh no, we were supposed to go there, but they were closing when we were getting there. But it's on the Food Street. It's called Trasua. Just remember this name, Falin. Falyn. So that's our juice spot. Hopefully my tea spot is going to open tomorrow. Come on, man. We're not going to troll in here. We already kicked out one troll earlier. 2 trolls is a little bit too much. Grumpy guy. Old grumpster. Jenny, I appreciate it. I got a boat, the Titanic. You want to take that one? Or no? If money was not an issue, how much money do you think you and Diane would spend every month? That's a very simple question, because I've been asked this multiple times. It's very simple. So basically, my answer would be my budget really wouldn't go up much overall. So what would happen is maybe I would get a steak dinner once or twice a month, right? Maybe I'll get an extra pizza. So my food budget wouldn't go up much, maybe 5%, maybe 10%, not much. Obviously, my transportation wouldn't go up because we walk everywhere, so that wouldn't go up. Our rent definitely wouldn't go up. So we would either negotiate and try to get a long-term cheaper deal, or we would go to a 1-bedroom and get a cheaper deal. Now, the only thing that would go up, though, which is my goal, is that we would travel. I would like to take, if money wasn't a problem, I would like to go do 1 travel trip per month, meaning maybe just a weekend, maybe just go Friday to Monday to a city that's 3 or 4 hours away. But every month I would like to travel. So that would be the only thing on my budget that would go up. So basically right now we spend about $800 here for our lifestyle. Let's bump it up. Let's go crazy. Let's go crazy and say I spend $500 a month on a travel trip. That would bump me up from $800 to maybe $1,300 a month. And that would even be like crazy, because for a travel trip, it's not going to be $500 for 2 or 3 days. We got to get rid of this guy. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me go back up. T-Spot will close early. I don't know, man. I'm hoping the T-Spot opens tomorrow. Locals in Vietnam complain about cost of living while expats call it cheap. That's everywhere in the world, man. Go to Manhattan. Go look at a tiny little studio, and they'll say, "Damn, this 27 square feet studio that you have to turn around just to get into the bathroom, man, it's $3,000." Someone's gonna go, "Oh, damn, it's in the heart of Manhattan, man. That's a steal. That's awesome. Great deal. Give me 2." Why would you not move to a higher cost and better apartment? So for me, I have no interest in the pool. For 2, I love our apartment. I don't think I would say I'm not going to classify it as luxury, but I'm going to say it's higher than average, but lower than luxury. But we are not going to get a better deal on the beach. We're directly on the beach. We have a 2-bedroom. We have a 2-bathroom. We have 3 ACs. I have the best view of the whole city. I get to see the whole entire city right outside my window, right outside my patio. So for me, it doesn't make any sense to go spend more money to get less of a quality apartment, because I'm going to lose the location. I'm going to pay more, and I don't use a swimming pool. So for me, it's not going to make any sense. So my rent wouldn't go up. Lifestyle creep would be Bonet. What car service would you recommend? I heard Grab. Grab, I guess, if you guys... This is... let me finish. At the end, I'll tell you how I figure something out. So you have 2 services that I recommend here. Grab. I like Grab for the food delivery, not for the transportation. I use InDrive for the cheaper transportation, usually 20 to 40% cheaper. Now, here's the story. Anybody that comes here, I always recommend, hey, get InDrive. InDrive's cheaper. I show them. What's up, buddy? I show them like the difference between this one and this one, and then I can tell between the people that have money and the budgeters are the people that I'll say, hey, man, did you download InDrive? And they'll go like, oh, no, I just got Grab. And I go, oh, you didn't download? They're like, no, it's a little bit of a hassle. I didn't really want to do it. That's how I know when people have money, because the budgeters will go, oh, InDrive, oh, yeah, let me try that. And I'll say, the only downside is that you got to pay in cash. And they'll go like, oh, yeah, no problem. I always have cash, so that's not a problem. The budgeters will always use InDrive. So next time you're here, if you want to know if someone has money, ask them, do you use Grab or do you use InDrive? Guarantee you that's a question that almost is 100% flawless. Ask people if they use Grab or if they use InDrive. It's dual economy, one for general public, the other is for elite. I choose my hotel for the pool. It's been 6 weeks already, and I have never been to the pool. But if money was not an issue, why worry about the great deal? Because I honestly don't think I could find a better... So this is the area that I want to stay in. This is the only building anywhere in this area that has this view, this tall, this close to the beach. So if I wanted anything better, it would be in this building no matter what. So this is our building. So for me, it wouldn't make sense because I want to be at the top. I want to be 30, 40 stories high. I want to see the whole city. I want to see everything, right? So for me, there's no other options over in this neighborhood for something that's equivalent to that. Maybe speed, more rent to get away from grumpy guy. Will says China is a better option to be... Oh, money-wise and financially, it's not even a question. Now, lifestyle, I don't know. That's going to be determined by what you guys think. But money-wise, you're going to make about 4 times more in China than you are in Vietnam. Is there cost to park a scooter? So I've parked a scooter here, and I know everyone else parks scooters here. This is always free. I'm assuming that it's always free because I've never heard anyone get a ticket or ever have a problem. But we do have a garage right here that people pull in, and I think this one is either free for the residents, and then we have a downstairs parking, and that one I think is like $3 a month or $2 a month to park underground. So to get a job out here, if you have a college degree, if you have the TEFL, and you have any kind of relevant experience teaching or anything similar to that, you should be able to get a job. Now, how much money you're going to make is going to be the other question. So for me, it just wasn't enough money to, so the money per hour was good, but they don't offer many hours, and that's the thing. So you'll get 8 or 9 hours a week, at least at the time that I interviewed. That's what they were offering. So I passed on that. But if you just have that stuff, you should be able to find a job if you'll take it. That dude has been in a couple of Dong. Yeah, that was Nick. He was in Evan's video. I think he's been in a couple of our live streams. He was at Hybrid one night. We were there too. Danong, also being frugal is a habit, hard to kick or change. In reality, you're only going to save 75%. Not necessarily. So most of the time that I take InDrive and Grab is either to the airport or across the river. And usually it'll be about okay, let's be fair, it's probably about $1 to maybe $1.25 each way. But if you use that every day, or if you use that every other day, you're going to save an additional 30 to 60 bucks by only switching and just putting your address on InDrive. So 30 bucks a month is going to be a week's worth of restaurants, at least 5 days. So to basically do nothing different. So the apps are almost identical. You put your address in, you do it here, and for putting it in InDrive instead of Grab, you get a week's worth of restaurants for free. Where is that place? Which place? The city that I'm in? I'm in Da Nang, Vietnam. I just want to go broke slower by being a teacher. I can only stay for 45 days though. Why can you only stay for 45? Intern is a good fit. I have all 3 degrees. How much for what? I don't know what you're talking about. Where is that place? This place? I don't know. I've never been inside that place. I've seen the ads or Facebook posts about it, but I've never actually been inside that place. Never been in there. Hey, smart for none. I appreciate it. Hold on. Let me heart and like that. Let me like that. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, but don't you have to have stress over haggling with the price? No. I don't know if you've ever seen InDrive. So what happens is, I'll show you. I wish I had my other phone right here. But let me show you exactly step by step. So on InDrive, you just open it up regular, right? So now here, it's going to be the same thing. It's just going to ask you for the address where you're going. You'll put the address where you're going. And underneath, there's a down and an up button, right? So say you want to pay $25,000. You just punch it down to 25 and then you hit send. And then what happens is your 25,000 bid goes out to all these drivers. Now the drivers will either accept it and it'll say your driver's showing up, or they will counter offer and they'll say, no, I won't do it for 25, but I'll do it for 28. And then if you want to accept it, you would hit accept. That's it. That's the only difference. And how long I took to explain it, in reality, to do that is only like 5 seconds to raise or lower the price. And then it starts scanning for the drivers. And the drivers, you don't haggle or go back and forth. They'll just give their price, and you just either hit accept or reject. How much does it cost to check in there? I'm not sure. McDonald's is excellent. Your lifeline is really long. My lifeline? Uh-oh. What does that mean? What are you looking? I don't know. Do I have a long lifeline? See, I told you, man, like, people like Philip and people like me, we're going to live to be like 110. And then people like Lance Armstrong running the freaking, what is it called? Tour de France, and do this. They do their morning jog and have a heart attack and die. So how I do in drive, I just put it all the way down to the lowest because I already know that the driver is going to counter offer with something. So for me, I just drop it down because eventually at a certain point when you push down, it'll just stop. At that point, then I hit send, and then at that point, that it'll send out. And most of the time, they're not going to accept it, but they'll send a counter offer. Yeah, so it's pretty easy. So if we go to like real local places, like our pork chop place, I'll usually point. I'll just say, pork chop, give me the egg and rice, and that you could do that. That's pretty easy. Google translates on your phone. It's pretty simple to do it like that too. Or on the menu, you'll see it on the menu. Usually places will give you menus, and then you could just point to the item on there. This week, I am going to the hospital to have a health check. They have different packages and prices are ridiculous. Yes, I don't doubt it at all. I do not doubt it. Hospitals, insurance companies, man, they never lose. Government, they never lose, man. Don't ever bet against them. How do you know that the counter offer will be actually lower than Grab's price? We've tested it out many times. I've probably tested it out at least 3 or 4 times just on live stream. But like sometimes I'll sit with like people that are on Grab, like Vince or something. Vince will only use Grab, and he'll pull it up, and I'll say, how much did you get it for? And he'll be like, 75. And I'll pull it up real quick, and I'll say, look, and then we'll put it in, and like it'll be like 40. And then he'll be like, oh damn, we should have just went with yours. And I'm like, yeah. So how I would tell you, there's actually 3 of them out here. I'll tell you the cheapest to the most expensive. InDrive is the cheapest. Zon SM is the second cheapest. Then Grab is the highest. So it's InDrive, Zon SM, and then it's Grab. If you marry a local, you could stay long term. So supposedly, I think when you first get married, I think you only get a 2 or a 3 year visa. And then I think after year 5, you get a 5-year visa. And then I think it kind of goes up from there. That's at least what I heard. InDrive is really only worth it for longer drives. Yeah, I would probably recommend. It depends on what you mean by is it worth it. But yes, the further you go, the more money you save. So like for example, when I go from here, if I'm sitting here to the airport on Grab, I know it's almost always 90,000. When I do InDrive, it's usually 45 to maybe 55. But yeah, the longer places are, because if you just go like from here to like 3 blocks over, there's like a starting fee, just like on a taxi. So like on a taxi, when you would get in a taxi, when the meter starts, it's already at a certain fare. And it's like you have to like pay that no matter what. That's why the short distance isn't really cheaper than Grab. Now it's usually 5 or 10,000 or something like that cheaper, but it's not drastically because like there's a minimum fare that it starts out at. There is a 45th one, Will. You could negotiate cash with freelance driver on motorbike. I heard fake marriages for long-term stays service. I wouldn't doubt it. I have to explore Vietnam first. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt. Man, any way that people can make money, they are going to make money. Lawfully, illegally, anyway, people are going to try. People are definitely going to try. I married a local. We live in the U.S. that backfired. Oh, man. That backfired. Jeez, Luis. We're hoping that everything, or at least our main places, open up tomorrow. Monday. I think everyone told us Monday the 23rd. So, hopefully, never take locals back home. It seems kind of quiet tonight, though. Yeah, it's pretty quiet out. Divorce is too high. So your friends with 5-year TRC, are they happy with the 5 years even though they have to do a visa run? I don't really know who we know. So Joe, I think, has the 5-year. I don't know who else we know, but we know people that are eligible for it, but both of them, it kind of doesn't make sense. So for example, like Vince and Kayla. So Vince could get the 5-year himself, right? But the problem is, so he'll get a 5-year visa here, right? But he's not married to Kayla, so she wouldn't get it because they're not technically married. Same thing with Kim. So Kim can get it too, but her and Robbie aren't married. So she can get it, but he wouldn't have it. 35 to 40 years old. Kids okay. Kids are okay. Can we get 2 more likes? Let's hit the 50. We're at 48. I'm not even asking for 3. I'm just asking for 2. Can we get 2 more likes to make it a nice round number? That 48 doesn't seem. At least if we're not going to give me 50, can we at least get 49? There we go. Let's at least get 49 for the 49ers. Can we at least get 49 for the 49ers? Get the snip? I don't know, man. I want to be natural, man. I don't want to. Oh, 51. Thank you. 51. I appreciate it. Cambodia has new visa program. I'm not sure which one. The only one that I know is the most important one that everyone's trying to do is the 1-year work visa that everybody gets. The 1-year visa for $300. $50K gets you residency for 10 years. Are Vietnamese TV shows any good? I honestly don't know. I think Fluffy has actually watched. I feel like she's watched a show or two. Maybe I feel like it was on the regular TV. But basically anything I watch is on YouTube. So no, I take it back. We actually technically did watch one thing. The first year that we were here, we watched the fireworks show that we were watching out of the balcony on TV. So we can actually, it was cool though, because we were hanging out on the balcony seeing it live, and then we would look in the house and we'd see like the TV would be showing the fireworks and the music would be playing and all that. So it was pretty cool. I'll give you a like, but I have to ask if you ever summoned a ghost and asked it. No, I haven't, but I have a place for you, and it's right next to Dark Brother. Expats need to spread their seeds. What is the startup cost? Convenience store? I am not sure on that. I don't know if 10 years in Cambodia will be heaven or hell. 80K or hold 150K in Cambodian bank. See, I wouldn't. That's just way too much money. Why even bother with that when you can just go there, get a 1-year work visa that you don't have to prove anything, no income, get the work visa for $300 a year and not put any money up. Vietnamese national football team needs to get bigger and more physical. Rough them up like it's hockey or something. Vince was talking about hockey the other night, and I was like, hockey? Is that even a real sport? And he was getting mad. I forgot Canadians like hockey. He was getting mad. A Muslim wife in Indonesia. Is it a trap? I don't know. I don't know what would be a trap about it. I guess you would have to tell me what would be the trap. What would be the best case scenario and what would be the worst case? Citizenship? You know what I didn't know? An Americans, I think Joe's right. I got to do a little more research, but the way that I looked it up real quick, Americans cannot be dual citizens, Vietnamese and American. You would have to give up one. But he said Americans can get residency, but not citizenship. It is less than 100 to renew the 1-year visa in Cambodia, from what I heard. We are probably going to go to Cambodia in June. Oh, big news. I don't want to make it official yet because he might back out, but my old travel buddy, my old European travel buddy, just sent me a text message or a message on Facebook tonight, and he said he's coming to Asia in June. And I told him, I was like, oh, okay. You know, he was like, oh, I'm going to come out there. I was like, the only time I'm going to be busy is probably in June. I'm going to go to Cambodia. And he was like, oh, let's go do some videos in Cambodia. So I think my buddy will be here and we'll reunite the old gang, the 2019 World Travelers. So you guys might see him in a couple of months on the channel. He's from Prague. And we travel, I think we went to about 5 or 6 different countries together. Those were the good old days, the 2019s. There's a difference between the Philippines and Vietnam, night and day. Oh, yeah, 100% agree. All right, Earl Ski. Yeah, man, we did a bunch of travel back then. That trip, well, we did 2 separate trips. We did a Europe trip together. Then we went back to our home countries for like 3 months. And then we reunited about 4 months later in Thailand. I went to China first and I went to the Philippines second. And then I met up with him in Thailand. And that was the good old days. That was, even though I already stopped drinking by that time. But I guess that was the most wildest I've ever been in Asia. Like, I think we walked down a few walking streets in Thailand and Vietnam. We went to Ho Chi Minh, but it wasn't nothing crazy. I love Prague, man. I did love Prague, but I think so. I only been there in 2019, but I think I kind of like Budapest a little bit better than Prague. But I love Prague, man, and I had an awesome place in Prague. When I stayed in Prague, I had a 2-bedroom Airbnb, and I think it was like 23 or 25 bucks, which was a great price back then. And I had 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms, a living room, and I was like right on the heart of like the little transportation. And that's where I had, no, not my first one, but that's, no, I did have my first, did I have my first one there? I think I had my very first one ever, goulash. And that's when I realized goulash was pretty damn good. But the best goulash I've ever had was in Budapest for sure. I think it was so good that in a 7-day time frame that I was in Budapest, I think I ate at that restaurant goulash 3 times in a 7-day span. Do you have a video about slow traveling? Not specifically about that. Like, Da Nang has been the longest city I've ever been at. I like Central Europe more than Western. So I was so close to going to Eastern Europe, but that trip obviously got canceled. And I've really always wanted to check out Eastern Europe. I guess technically I've been in Central Europe, or what some people call. I've been to Prague, I've been to Budapest, and I was in Vienna. But I would love to get to Eastern Europe. First time eating goulash. We ate goulash in school. But I don't think that's definitely not the goulash that they serve you in Prague or in Budapest. To me, the best way to describe what goulash is It's basically like a really good Sunday pot roast, but with much, much more intense spices. And it was great, man. And I got the dumplings, I think they're called, but they're like potato or bread dumplings, and those were pretty good too. Hungarian curry. No, but I really enjoyed my time in Budapest. I really wonder if Budapest is the same. Uh, I haven't really heard anyone that I've known talk about Budapest lately, so I wonder what Budapest is like now. I was going to go to Ukraine, but remember, this was in 2020. This is pre-COVID. This is pre Ukraine Russia situation. No, no. So in Prague and in Budapest, you don't put noodles. There was never a noodle. You would get mashed potatoes on the side, but the goulash is by itself. It's in a nice thick broth or thick stew sauce. The meat and then potatoes were on the side, and then you would either get bread dumplings or potato dumplings. Paris of the East, yeah, I really liked Budapest, man. I really liked it. Uh, Budapest was one of my favorite cities in Europe. I would say, I think on that trip to Europe, my two favorite cities were probably Budapest and Lisbon. Those two cities I really liked, especially for the way that the cities look. Are less known countries more affordable? Usually. And you know another sign? I don't know if it like what do they say? What happens first, the chicken or the egg? I don't know why it always plays out like this, but the countries with less English are always cheaper than countries that have English as a national language or a lot of English. But if a country has a lot of English, it's going to be expensive. If the country has very little English, it's going to be cheap. Buddha and Pest. I don't know, but it doesn't come like that in Prague or in Budapest. Man, I'm just dropping all the gems on you guys tonight. I should be a gemologist with all these gems I'm dropping. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. North Korea must be dirt cheap. I would bet it would be if it was open like a free market. I bet it would be. I bet it would be. But all the lowest English speaking countries have always been cheap to me. China was cheap to me. Vietnam is cheap to me. What's probably the third lowest English? Maybe Indonesia. Indonesia was cheap when I went. That's probably the order. I want to do a visa run to North Korea. Just book it as one way. One way. Don't pay for the round trip. Don't pay for the round trip. And leave me the password to your crypto. Instead of going to Cambodia or the Philippines in your next travel, just take a chance to go to a place like Albania. Two issues with that. One, obviously would be price. Remember, everything, I'm still, at the end of every month, I'm still coming out of pocket when I subtract my bills to how much I make on YouTube. But the second biggest, well, probably the first biggest issue is Fluffy. Fluffy can't just wander into Europe. So I think she can technically go to Albania, but the problem would be two things. One, we would have to have a direct flight flying into Albania that wouldn't interfere with her visa to Albania, but not to the EU or the Schengen area. And the other issue would be, since we were so close to so many other countries, I would hate spending the money to travel all the way to Europe and only being locked into one country because Fluffy can't go anywhere. Philip, today he's slacking. Came to visit North Korea, stayed for the labor camps. Shh. That's crazy. But you can hope to see Kim Jong-un or Dennis Rodman playing basketball, maybe. She'll get a free ticket, house, phone, money, visa. Wow. That's what she should do. Go to Somalia. I definitely want to get back to Eastern. Well, not get back, but I want to go to Eastern Europe. I still need to get that off my bucket list. I just wish I could have went there during that cheap era of travel. 2019, 2020. Man, that would have been nice. Well, that's the thing about it, though, is that we don't think she's going to go back to the Philippines anymore. Anything can change, but supposedly she thinks this is going to be the last time that she's going to go back. She's not going to go back anymore, probably for at least the next full 12 months. Because that's what I was just talking to my European travel buddy that I said, you guys might see him when he comes out here. He can go to China, but she can't. So I was like, let me try to figure something out about the China situation. I think Martha Fook has got to be Dark Brother. Fluffy should go to Somalia and she'll get a free ticket. I guess we'll wrap it up. I need to stand up and stretch my legs. So, I would love to go to Romania. Romania was already on my itinerary in 2020. Bulgaria, Romania, Ukraine, Georgia, Croatia, Serbia, Poland. Those were all already on my itinerary. I just didn't. This thing called COVID shut down the world. I was so happy when I got all my refunds, so I was really worried that I wasn't going to get all my refunds for my Airbnbs, my tickets, because I booked a bunch of stuff already. Bucharest, Budapest. Let's see. Huh? Bucharest and Budapest. No, 2019 was cheap, but here's kind of the crap part about it is that I never traveled internationally, right, till 2019. So that was my first year of international travel. And I was just like, wow, this is just normal prices when I come here. I didn't realize how cheap, that was the cheapest peak time. And I thought when I came back, okay, it's going to be those prices. No. So I didn't realize it at the time, but 2019, man, prices were, I was getting tickets from like Thailand to Philippines for like $23 one way on Air Asia. 2003 probably was, but the problem is you guys didn't have no damn internet. You guys didn't have Airbnb. You guys probably barely could print out some MapQuest directions. Dark Brother was printing out MapQuest 4-page out of his Dell printer. But Russia was maybe the most fun. You know what's crazy is that What's funny is there was a guy. There was a guy. Hold on. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me wash my hands. Let me wash my hands. Yeah, so when I went on that bus run, there was that was on the bus run with us. And let me turn the Wi-Fi on. On the bus run with us. I don't know. I think you guys heard him on the live stream. But I asked him, he's been to like 50 countries or something. And I was like, what was your favorite country? And he goes, I'm not sure about my favorite, but the most funnest country I've ever been to was Russia. And I was like, wow. And he was like, yeah, man. And I was like, would you go back? And he was like, yeah, I'd go back. So that kind of surprised me. But I would have went to Russia probably if I went out to that, if I made that trip and COVID wouldn't have happened. I would have definitely thought about going into Russia because I was going to go to Ukraine because I was told Ukraine was dirt cheap back then. Like Ukraine was like one of the cheapest Eastern best European countries to live in. And I was going to go to what's the nuclear spot? Chernobyl. I was going to go to Chernobyl. Go to Chernobyl. Need to ask Phillips about traveling experience before the internet. Yeah, I know. Philip was traveling in 1776. The only thing is he was traveling in a ship. It was called the Mayflower. Russia would be fun. Go to Chernobyl. Yeah, you can go to Chernobyl. I was going to go to Chernobyl. Chernobyl. You can go there and you can I think they allow you to go like to the certain areas nearest for like 2 minutes at a time or something like that. I gave a Dark Brother a 24-hour timeout, so he'll probably be back in here in 24 hours. I gave him the boot for 1 day. The boot. The boot. Make sure you guys go watch the newest top 5 cities of Vietnam that I just put out. When did I just put this out? I just put that out like 3 hours ago. Look, best city in Vietnam. As soon as this live stream's over, make sure, promise me that you guys are going to go watch this video. Let me go back here. Take a dip for 2 minutes in the Chernobyl cooling spa. Fluffy is still in the Philippines. Remember, it's Tet, so her visa probably won't come at best till the end of this week, but probably not till Monday of next week. Fresh trolls in 24 hours. Dark Brother. DB. That's what you should call him, DB. Maybe Dark Brother was DB Cooper, the guy that jumped out of the plane with all... I think they robbed a bank or something. Make sure you guys subscribe. No. So if you watch the video, you have to read the title or you have to listen to the intro. So that was my top 5 cities that I have been to in Vietnam. So I've been to, I think off the top of my head, I've been to at least 10 official cities. I know I passed through a few cities that I didn't really count. But I've officially stayed in 10 cities. And then the video was, the criteria was, what are my favorite 5 cities that I have actually been to in Vietnam? Um, he bought his properties. Yeah, now we just need Philip to go interview Dark Brother, and then we'll find out if Dark Brother tries to amputate and chop Philip's leg off. And then Philip will say, "Yep, the Zodiac tried to chop my leg off. Dark Brother tried to chop my leg off. Have you visited mountaintop cities? Heard they're cooler?" Yeah, yeah, usually that theory is pretty true. We will probably do Vung Tau when we make our way down to Ho Chi Minh for the Cambodian border run. Mm. I just ran into like 2 people recently within the past 2 or 3 weeks, and they said how much they couldn't stand. I think it was the Dufresnes. The Dufresnes said Vung Tau sucked. Who else? Everyone else, JJ the Lonely Bull told me Vung Tau sucked. That's why I'm surprised. The only 2 people that ever like Vung Tau is Coconut Man and Dark Brother. No, it didn't. It didn't. And I hate to say it this way. I hate to say it this way, but for 2 reasons. One, that video is a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. I think it was either 15 minutes or 18 minutes. And I hate to say it this way because I'm probably going to jinx myself. But I have 3 in-person pickups that are already bought and paid for. So I already have 3 in the next like month-ish. So I was like, maybe I don't need to plug it this video. Maybe next video I'll plug it. But on this long of a video, and I do have 3 lined up already, so I was like, it's okay. I won't put it in this one. But I'm very surprised. I'm blown away that you caught that. Very surprised that you seen that I didn't put any of the consultation commercial. Because expensive or crowded, Vung Tau? No, they tell me there's nothing to do there, very little English. And then I believe it was the Dufresnes that said this, or someone said it, that the water is dirty and polluted. And then on the weekends, everyone comes up from Ho Chi Minh, and then the place is packed. And that's like supposedly like the good parts of it. That's the good parts of Vung Tau. Vung Tau. Man, I'm really hoping um I'm really, really hoping our milk tea place, the tea spot, is open tomorrow. It depends what you're looking for in Vung Tau. If you want to live luxurious budget, you can get a 2 bedroom. So I don't know anyone that was planning on living there long term, but it was people that were passing through, staying there for 3 to 7 days. I think JJ is the one that was like, "Yeah, I booked it for 5 or 7 days," and he said, "I just cut my losses and left after 3 days." And I was like, "Wow." And then I'm pretty sure it was the Dufresnes that told me that they didn't like Vung Tau either. Oh. I was thinking of moving to Da Nang after being settled. I was hoping to rent a cheap house. Do you prefer beachside? 100%. And I'll try to explain it quickly. Beachside, um, it's still fairly cheap outside of probably the rentals, or at least the asking prices. But your food, we go and eat Western food for decently cheap prices. We eat local food for cheap prices, and then we're still on the beach side. So that's the positive. On the other side, it's more crowded, especially on the part that's up towards the tail of the Dragon Bridge. you're not really going to save that much money living over there anyways. And if you're not going to rent a scooter, and if you're going to take like InDrive or Grab, you're going to spend $2 or $3 a day coming and going times 30 days, which is 60 or 90 bucks. So you're going to save maybe $100 living on the riverside of the local area. And then you're going to spend 60 to 90 bucks throwing it back on the grabs and the commuting of coming back and forth. So for me, beachside is the clear winner, especially in a beach city. Infrastructure is getting better. I don't know. I think we're going to probably end up there this year. The only thing that sucks is I heard that you actually can't take the train there. We could take the train every other place, but I think not Vung Tau. But I think not Vung Tau. You could take the ferry from Saigon. To go where? No, because I'm going the other way. I'm going the other way. Remember, I'd be working my way down. So I'd go Da Nang, Nguyen Nhân, Tuy Hoa, Nha Trang, Vung Tau. And then, but see, I don't think you can take the train from Nha Trang to Vung Tau. Why is Thailand in a tourist slump? 2 reasons. The 2 reasons exactly why I left Bangkok. The first reason, prices are going up. Bangkok is not cheap like it used to be. Second reason, they're cracking down on the tourist visa. They're cracking down on anyone that doesn't have money or have a long-term verified DTV slash retirement visa. There's another beachside on the northwest of Da Nang. Northwest. Yeah, but nobody goes there. Even, I never. So you do pass that beach when you do the visa run with Lynn Visa, but I never see anyone there. And people say it's not really that great of a beach. It's packed. It's packed, packed, packed. The ferry has to go both ways, Vung Tau. Yes, but how would I get into Vung Tau from the train? That's the problem. How would I get from Nha Trang all the way down to Vung Tau? That's where the problem's coming into when I was looking at doing it that way. How much money do you need in the bank to stay in Bangkok? I think when you do the DTV visa, I think the DTV, you have to show, I think it's like roughly like 14,000 US dollars, something like that. The retirement visa, you have to be 50 years old. And I don't know. I think the retirement visa, you actually have to have more than the DTV, I believe. The only visa that you can kind of get without having money in the bank is the education visa. So with the fees of what classes you take and the visa, it's going to cost you about 12 to 1400 bucks a year to get the education visa in Thailand. But here in Vietnam, if you do the bus run, you would only spend about $600 or $700 total for the whole year. So Vietnam option is half the price as the Thailand education. Plus, in Vietnam, you wouldn't have to go to school. You wouldn't have to learn. You would save 50%. And the cost of living is cheaper in Vietnam. Muscles. I think we're gonna do a 2-minute warning. A 2-minute warning. Fourth quarter, 2-minute warning. We're cruising into the end zone. Going to a timeout on what channel is Monday Night Football on now? Is it on ESPN? What is it on now? Netflix? Hulu? Hulu? March 2. Damn, March is coming up. I forgot, man. This year is. I just remember not Tet, not Chinese New Year, but it feels like it was just freaking like 2, 3 weeks ago that it was December 31st, like New Year's. I just remember Christmas. Man, this is just flying by. Budget and not stress over money like an expat. In Da Nang, no. I think 1,500 is a solid number in Da Nang. 2,000 to me is just overkill. Overkill with vices. But if you're talking no vices and just like even treating yourself and not watching your budget, 1,500 bucks is 1,500 bucks is perfectly fine and very comfortable for one person in Da Nang. 1,500 bucks is extremely comfortable. Oh, in Bangkok, yeah. In Bangkok, then yes. Yeah, I think when I left Bangkok, which was 2023, I think we I think we would hover around $1,000, and sometimes we would hit $1,100. Um, so yeah, it was about 20 to 30% more for us in Bangkok than it was here in Vietnam. I did get caught up. I was watching some YouTube videos last night. Remember, I told you I was going to get caught up on my old channels. But I started watching something like Remember the 1990s or Things You Didn't Know About the hit TV show Full House. Man, people make videos of anything. And then I end up watching them too, which is the crazy part. All right, guys, I think we're going to end it right there. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you go subscribe to this channel right there. Like as it says, Will Travels. That is me. He is me. I am him. Appreciate it. Once again, make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the share. Whatever you can hit, subscribe. And we will check you guys out probably tomorrow. Once again, I appreciate it. And happy travels.